big bad, you tag him
Welcome.
and useful.
Welcome, everybody. We are here. Episode 50. The big 50. What's up, Blue Jay? So, there's a reason for the skull and crossbones over there still. Nutty is here. You can't see her because she's dead.
Because once again, we killed her.
Yeah.
She bought that one on herself, though.
So, Nutty is going to be hanging out in the chat. She will potentially make an appearance sometime this evening. We won't be 100% sure, depending on RP moments and everything else. But she will be here in the chat, hanging out with us, and in the Skype with us as well. So, if we do need her, she's on hand. So, also too, before I do forget, people in the chat, if you were here last Wednesday and last Sunday, or Wednesday and Sunday, we have announced that tonight we're going to be giving away a couple of random Steam games to one lucky person who can give me in the DM in the Discord after tonight's show. Well, we've got a week to do it after tonight's show, after the VOD goes up. Het is going to be referencing Metallica all night. Count those references, write them down, do whatever. DM myself in the Discord or on Twitter. Tell me how many there were, and the person that gets it right or is the closest will win a couple of free Steam games. I said they're not just random Steam games that I've got lying around, games that I don't play, that I've got doubles up of. I used to give them away during my gaming stream, and I never got around to finishing them off. But so we're going to give them away every now and again during the D&D. So keep an ear out for that. Het will be writing them down as well. He'll know exactly how many references he makes, and he will pass that information on to me at the end of the show because I will forget. And
Just like the recap.
Just like the recap, yeah. So, without any further ado, we will get to the recap, which I only wrote like 5 minutes ago. But let's get into tonight's 50th episode of Paradigm Bold, our homebrew campaign. During the evening at Ildrid's Lair, Inari woke and attempted to brain Alessandros with a hammer. But Alessandros wasn't exactly asleep. Fight broke out, back and forward, eventually waking Sadiq, and together Sadiq and Alessandros took care of the assassin, Alessandros dealing the final blow. Sadiq then wanders out to see Het, making sure that Het is all good, letting him know that Inari is now dead. In the morning, everyone rejoined in the morning. At some point, Het dragged Inari's lifeless body from the cave and threw it off a cliff. For good measure, just to make sure she was really dead. And Begilia, Fiela's benefactor and friend, revealed himself to the group and offered you some insights and advice. You then headed back down the mountain, heading back towards Gatton to retrieve your horses and return to Valand. Along the way, Alessandros noticed that you were being followed, tracked by something or somebody. Eventually stopped and confronted to who it was. Turns out it was a man named Garrick, the leader of a breakaway faction of the Black Fang, who gave you more information about Inari and what was coming, and offered you a way back to Gatton quickly. Opening a teleportation circle, you found yourselves outside the gates of Gatton, where you frightened a less than sober guard. Moving back to the guild house, you met a fanboy of the Lions of Valand who asked for autographs, and you asked ever so politely to return your horses to Gatton so that you may use your teleportation circle to get there quickly. And when I say politely, Het told him just to fucking go. But he went, and he did it well. And the horses were on their way. Returning to Valond, you met with Coram once again. Again, he talked to you about the potential fracture with the group. Bash was there, letting you know that Aslan's aid would be available at the very least if Aslan wasn't able to be there himself, that there would be mercenaries there to aid you in the battle against Cass, and that he would be returning to his keep within the next 5 to 7 days. You then returned to the guild house. You had food. You met the new headmaster, Lyle Leonette. Introduced himself. Het zoned the truth. Him and the group got some answers for himself and probably for the group as well. Eventually, you all retired to better accommodations than you've been used to, as your respective rooms had been made up more personalised to you, with some new items left for you. And this is essentially where we rejoin the Lions as morning breaks, and you prepare yourselves for the coming events. You've all gained the benefit of a long rest. Any exhaustions that you did have would now be null and void. I don't think anyone was exhausted anyway. Oh, hit potentially. But you all wake, rested, ready to go. Ildri apparently has a way to get you. We need to go more quickly. So more discussion is likely to be had. Supplies gathered and such. So I'll turn it over to the Lions of Valond, or what remains of the Lions, as you guys wake in the morning, ready to start a new day.
I will go make breakfast, I think.
Cyril will be down organising the morning breakfasts and stuff. He's always there. He's pretty good. He's not as good as Jeremy was, but he definitely serves his purpose. So he's there milling around. He greets you. Morning. We all good. We ready for breakfast. I'll start getting it organised.
Is anybody else awake besides me, or you guys awake?
I got turned over to the dean.
Het would have come downstairs. Even though he slept and got rid of his exhaustion, he still is a little restless. So Het will be down in the eating area.
Alessandro, Sadiq, have you both arisen and made your way to the main guild hall?
Yes. And I give everyone that I see new set of Sadiq pills.
Nice.
Yep,
They are in D&D Beyond, guys. So
yes. Do we need to get any other supplies before we head out, or anyone need anything?
That is a good point. Maybe, well, Sadiq's pills are handy, but maybe something else in the way of health potions. It's the sort of thing that will stop us from being broken, beaten, and scarred for too long.
I probably need to sell some stuff too.
So for the sake of the getting sort of moving forward with the story and not spending too much time shopping, what things have you got to sell? We'll do the selling stuff first. Have you got stuff, because you got your bag of holding in that as well, so you might want to empty some of that out and sell that stuff as well. Might as well do that now. If you give me a list of the items you want to sell, I will give you a gold price.
I'm reading what I've got in there.
Well, we'll go around the group. So, Het, what are you? Anything specific you want to do? Anything you want to buy?
Yes, Het is just looking for potions of healing and cost price.
you guys know that as the Lions of Lond, you have been afforded some special privileges with the guild, and Cyril presents you with 3 regular healing potions and 4 greater healing potions, which are free of charge.
Alright, so there's nothing in the bag of holding I want to sell. But there is a longbow +1, rapier +1.
So longbow +1 will be 30 gold. Rapier +1, 25. Because they're both used.
Now with the flame tongue, I can't have that equipped as well, can I?
No, not on locked rapiers, because that's they're a pair.
Well, I was thinking the lock rapiers are strapped to me back pretty much, aren't they?
Yes, you could potentially have the flame tongue rapier at your side.
That's the idea.
If you were to use it, it would be a bonus action to swap from like if you were having locked rapiers out, to put those away and draw the flame tongue.
That, yeah.
Yep.
I'll
Be a
keep
bonus
those
action.
then.
Okay.
Het will give everyone a greater healing potion each that he was given from the dude, and he will hold on to the 3 smaller ones if that is all right.
That's fine by me. I don't need to get anything, so I'm good.
Okay. Anything else, Elshon, you want to sell?
No, that's all good.
Okay, so mark those items off your character sheet
Yeah,
and add the gold. Sadiq, is there anything you wanted to buy, sell, or otherwise before we move forward?
Yeah, I'm just going through my arsenal.
Going through your ass? That's not very good.
Arsenal.
Arsenal, okay.
I have holy water. I have holy oil. I have booze. Arrows.
You're set, man.
I've got healing. I think I'm pretty good.
You think you're pretty good?
Yep. I think I'm good.
Right. So then, ladies and Germanys, we will move forward. RP time. Is there anything you guys wanted to discuss and talk about before we move forward during the day?
I guess it's worthwhile us actually talking about how the hell we're going to do this.
Good point.
Uh,
This isn't something that we just jump into like suicide and redemption, right?
who?
You know, we don't want to commit suicide to redeem ourselves. This is what I'm saying.
Trying to work out why you want to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. No suicide redemption. I'm probably stuck here. All right. Yes. Let's. Okay. You're going to be at the back. Yeah, Ella's going to be at the back.
Well, you're talking about when we set up standing-wise. It depends if we have been surrounded or not to where we will be, right?
Well, I'm hoping that we will actually be setting a trap on this prick instead of.
Yeah, he's not expecting this.
Wow.
We hope.
Yeah.
But
He could be leading us like a moth into the flame.
yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Well, I guess Baz is going to be there. He's going to potentially hold off the minions, so we'll just have to deal with Cass himself. Oh, no, it's not Cass.
Yes.
Which one?
Oh,
No, you're
it
right.
is Cass.
Yeah.
You're right.
It
It's
is
Cass.
Cass.
Yeah.
Are you okay, Sadiq? Did you sleep well?
I mean, this is your adversary, so you should probably know.
Yeah, he's
Too many list of people on enemy lists. It's hard to keep track.
It's
Poor
as simple
Craig
as...
where it's hard.
He's just had a rough sleep, but it's as simple as this, Sadiq. it's like the day that never comes for us, I guess. So let's get ready. Let's get your head in the right space.
All right. So what I'm suggesting is we get the fuck out of here then, and go and try to set a trap, I guess.
Don't forget, Het needs to get in there at the end and capture gas too. So
Yeah, exactly how close do you have to be, Het?
Well, I guess I gotta touch him, right?
Do
That
you
is-
have to
put
touch
the
him?
symbol on him.
That is correct. You have to be touching him.
Yes, I
Or
have to
does it-
hold the symbol against him.
The symbol has to be touching him, or you have to be touching him with the symbol.
I have to hold the symbol against him.
Okay.
Yes, I wrote it down on
Yeah,
Yildra's
that-
lovely paper here.
Yeah, that is what that's your understanding anyway.
All right. All right, we can do this. Let's do this.
Are you concerned for my safety, Sadiq?
Well, you're kind of a bit squishy, Het. No offense, but you are.
This is true.
And
Squishy.
and you know, fighting up close and personal is not really your thing.
Also true. You are right. This could be my apocalypse, but to live is to die.
Yes. Okay. Let's do this.
are you ready?
How,
It's ready.
how we actually get? We're getting there by you, aren't we?
Yes.
Do- Do we like need anything to
Hang on.
like? How's this gonna work? Like you to
Well, I could take you on each talon and one on the back, or you could.
What?
go
No
on
saddle.
some rope.
No saddle.
You will not settle me.
Yes, Het doesn't think that is a good idea either.
I
Not again.
I don't. Okay. Would your in between your shoulder blades type be big enough for all three of us?
Yes.
Yes, if you can hang on.
How about if we like ran a rope like around your chest and like tied ourselves? I'm just saying, Allie's got a tendency of falling off things. And,
That's true. She could misty step right off. I mean, accidentally.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't help that Ellie pulls the shortest straw once more too often.
yeah, exactly. So
I won't hurt myself if that's what you're saying.
oh, you hurt yourself.
If you fall from that distance, you will. Your ring of feather falling won't stop. It won't save you if you fall over 500 feet.
Yeah.
I could always dive for you, but the other two.
I don't care what it
might
says
not
in
like that
D&D
either.
Beyond. If you fall over 500 feet, it'll hurt. So you can read all you like.
You said 60 feet per round. I mean, come on.
That's 60 feet per 6 seconds, dude. That's 10 feet per second. That's pretty quick.
All right, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that'll hurt a lot. If you fall 500 feet at 10 feet per second, that's gonna hurt.
Thinking we need to tie you guys down, maybe.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah, I'm thinking it might be an idea.
maybe I could tie you to like my belly. Just that would be sick.
Be a good view.
That way.
DM, roughly how big is she, like head size compared to us?
When she's in full dragon form, she would be 25 to 30 feet if she was to stand up, like hold her head up high. She'd be between 25 and 30 feet tall. She's she's a large white dragon, so you guys all know that you definitely fit on her back. You probably have to have some form of way to hold on because you're going to be traveling at a relative speed, so you're definitely going to need like not reins, but just some way of holding on, because trying to hold on dragon scale is probably not exactly going to be the most ideal situation.
Yildri, would you put me in your mouth?
I could put you all in my mouth.
Shit,
I
well,
don't like that idea.
you probably could actually.
I don't like
All-
that idea.
All of us.
Probably not all of you, but
I could-
one of you definitely.
At least take two of you, and then
I'm liking the idea of like just tying rope
so
around each other, and you kind of hold on to one at the other end. There you go.
Okay. Just so you know, everyone needs to go to the bathroom before we leave. We're not stopping.
Yes, it's a few hours of flight, right?
Yes.
Evldoa estimates that to fly from Villand to the shores of the southern coast across that body of ocean, which is normally 10 to 12 days by ship, would take her about 4.5 to 5 hours. She's going to be cutting it pretty close with her flight, with her ability to hold her natural form at this point.
Do we know where our captain is, by the way? Just curiosity.
What captain?
Yeah. What's
We have a
captain?
captain.
The boat that we travelled to Het's Land in, do we know where it currently resides?
You know that they dock at Villand when they're not travelling, so you could potentially check that out. But
It's not a matter of getting a ride with them, just a pit stop for.
no, Evldoa knows she can make it to the shore. It's just going to be cutting it really close.
Or we
I
can.
do this.
Didn't we work out that there's actually we could teleport to there and then jump?
There is
Yes.
a teleportation circle in Blaui, which is on the southern coasts. That that you've been told about. You don't know if it's still active, but it's definitely there.
I can do this, guys. Come on.
All right,
Yes,
John.
I believe in you.
let's
I've been
do
doing this for
then.
centuries.
What, carting people from here to here?
Flying.
That's the
You've
flying
she's carded a few people in her time. She's been alive for almost 10 centuries, so she's seen a thing or two.
When shall we actually set off? Have you any ideas on the time we should leave? Like now?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, it's morning at the moment.
yeah. Like we can go probably in the dusk would be better for cover sake.
Oh, good point.
Although
Well, we could also see about the teleport then and use that, because there's a chance that if we go to Blowy or whatever it is,
Blaui.
Blowy,
Blowy. Yeah.
would be able
Blaui.
to.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be as big as Boulogne, so there's a chance that we could go away and then you transform and then we fly, which means we'd get there by the end of the night.
But we would still fly when the sky
still,
is blackened, right?
It's still going to take, even from Blaui, it'll still take you two flights to get to Cass's Keep.
I think, are you airsick? Are
Hey?
you worried that you're going to be sick or something?
No, I'm just
I
I'm
mean-
just trying to get there as quick as we possibly can.
Then I'll fly you. Don't
Can be
get sick.
Okay, I won't get sick. Let's do this.
All right. Oh,
So after discussing the plan of action, we move forward through the day. You mill around. Alessandros disappears and sells a couple of items and returns. Het seeks out Cyril and procures some potions ready for your journey. Do you guys want to sit down and discuss a battle plan before you go, or you want to do that when you get there?
We don't know what the situation is until we get there.
I
You
agree.
guys have got a rough idea of the area. You know the front of the keep. You know the bridge leading up to it. You know that the front of the keep is probably going to be the most open ground for any kind of battle, because everything else is marshlands and swamp, and generally not solid enough ground to stage any kind of ambush or even battle in general. So it's either going to be on the bridge or out the front of the keep. On the bridge, Sadiq, you would know, is probably not ideal, because Cass generally has control of the bridge anyway with his forces. You guys noticed that when you were fleeing across the bridge the last time, that or when you were walking across the bridge, to his keep, he had soldiers stationed along the bridge tops as a general rule. Whether they will still be there, you're not sure. But from your military standpoint, the outside the front of the keep, even though it is it's still in his backyard, he's probably still going to have a slight advantage over you guys. With Bash's help with a few of the mercenary crew, you could potentially cut off his escape back to the keep quite easily from if you got there before him.
So, bridge probably not the best. Maybe before the bridge or after? Which way do you guys think? Most cover would be good.
I would
Agreed.
say before the bridge.
And Allie needs shadows, so something that has trees or shadows nearby,
Well,
rocks.
knowing what Cass is, you know he's not going to be travelling during the day anyway. So any incursion you have will be at night. Because if he's travelling, it'll be in at night time or under the cover of severe cloud.
Yeah. But I think it will have to be before the bridges. But we need to get there to really pick it out.
Right, so you discuss your plan of action. We now push into the late afternoon, early evening. The sun is starting to set. Lyle joins you guys in the guild house and bids you all farewell and a good luck. I wish you all good fortunes in your journey. May you prevail this night and bring Cassagnon to his knees. And again, clicks his heels together and bows sharply and returns to the guild office. Cyril gives you guys, as you sort of turn and walk out, head out, he sort of gives you a bit of a wave. Stay safe, Lions. I hope to see you all again sometime soon. And
You too.
you there exit the guild house, heading, I would assume, to the outskirts of the city to find a suitable location for Ildri to transform and to take flight. So it takes you probably a good couple of hours, that's why you left before sundown, to traverse from the guild house to the outside of the city, into the forested area around the southern outcroppings of the city heading towards the coast. Only takes you a matter of sort of half hour, 45 minutes after leaving the city to find a suitable location that's big enough for you to transform Ildri. And you ask them to stand back and you transform into the silver white dragon. Even though you guys have already seen this once already, still an impressive sight to see your friend Fiela change her shape into this magnificent white dragon. Massive wingspan of 80 to 90 feet across, standing 25 to 30 feet at full height. She scoops down as low as she can possibly get to allow you all to climb aboard her back. You've affixed your rope that you're able to either tie yourselves into or hang on to. Who's sitting? How are you sitting on her back? One in front of each other, or how's this sort of situated?
Down her spine.
Down the spine. So who's in the front?
Ed.
Ed in the front.
Okay.
I'll go next.
Ed, Alessandros, and Sadiq. Probably a good idea because Alessandros is pretty light and spinny's likely to fly away in the strong wind. So the two heaviest, front and back, probably a good idea. With that, Fiela, you lift off, you flap your huge wings and take flight. Sadiq, Alessandros, and Het, as that sudden movement of the dragon lifting into the air and taking flight sort of takes you by surprise initially, and you have to sort of grip that rope fairly tight to make sure you don't fall as she lifts into the air. Within moments, Ildri and yourselves are now soaring hundreds of feet in the air. You lift up. As you look down, you can see the city of Valond leave you in the distance behind you, becoming nothing more than just a speck in the horizon within a few moments. You see the ocean below you. You see ships and small boats, fishing vessels, the occasional whale you spy, even from the height you are. I mean, the whale looks like a tuna fish from this height, but you do see the occasional whale as you head out. I will get one check from Ildri as we make our flight. I need you to make a strength check at advantage. It has been a long time since you've carried any passengers, and it's also been a long time since you've been in full dragon form and flying, for that matter. So just need an advantage strength check from you, please, using your dragon stats.
Oh, that would be a 16.
16. A little bit of a struggle to begin with. It was you took off okay. You managed to gain flight, but you say it doesn't hurt. It's not painful. It's not uncomfortable. It's just strange to have people on your back once again after so long. It feels good to be flying in your true form. It feels good to be in your natural form after spending so long in humanoid form. But it's a little bit of a struggle. A little bit more of a struggle than you first anticipated. But it doesn't show. You keep going. And after what seems like 3 or 4 hours, you spy the coastline of the southern shores. Where were you guys wanting to come ashore? At the same place that you landed when you took the ship, which was to the north of Het's home city, or further? You'd have to, otherwise that's probably about as far north as you could go, otherwise it'd be closer to Blowie.
Whichever gets us closest to where we have to go.
That would be that spot, that cove where you first landed in the ship. So
cove,
knowing that, you spy the southern coasts. Fiala, you do recognise where the ship brought you guys ashore when you first travelled to the Southern Isles, and you head for it. You start to dip down, reducing your height from near on 1,000 feet, coming down and slowly 600 feet, 500 feet, and you hit the shore. Not softly, it's not a soft landing, so you guys are jolted forward as she reaches the shore and hits the ground. I need all of you to make a strength check to see if you hang on with the, not impact, but just it's a bit of a sudden jolt, because it's not like she's coming in and stopping over a course of distance. She stops very, very quickly. Alessandros, yours would be an advantage because you're in the middle.
A 16.
You're good. Hit.
9.
Hit. You lose your grip as you hit the beach. You don't fall off, but you rock forward and sort of hit against Ildri's spine and upper shoulders. Not hard enough to cause any damage, but it's definitely a bit of a jolt and a little bit of whiplash. Sort of catches you by surprise. Sadiq, your roll.
I got 16.
Yeah, you're good too, and but you notice Het sort of rocks forward quite violently.
Can I make a reaction?
For what?
To grab Het.
You're behind Sadiq, so you probably couldn't.
No, I was.
You were in the middle, weren't you? With that strength check, make a dex check quickly. Just a straight dexterity check. What was that?
3, natural 1.
Natural 1 on your dex check to try and save Het from smashing his face.
As he goes to grab Het, Het's like, "No, hands off! You're like the Judas kiss with everyone you touch who dies.
And yeah, so hit still
And smashes his
Hell.
face.
smashes his face.
No, I'm not. I've only done it once.
Are you sure?
Well, I didn't kill Namaris.
Hey.
You're still in. Well, you can talk in dragon form too. So you're in dragon form, but you would have heard that, and you can speak in dragon form.
Start to shake Allie off of me.
So what do I need to do for that?
Another strength check.
Oh fuck. 8.
Yeah, you get thrown from Ildry's back.
Can I do acrobatics?
You got your ring of feather fall, so you wouldn't take any damage anyway.
Yeah, I know. I want to land on my feet, not my ass.
Well, it's another dex check.
Well, we're all tied together as well.
Well, make an athletics check, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, actually, well, you're not. Did you tie yourself together, or did you just tie a rope around so that you could
Tried to make
remain?
mountain climbers.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay, so you're all tied
Like
together.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're all thrown from Ildry's back as she shakes violently with what Alessandra said. So if you're tied all together, Alessandra, your dex check would be at disadvantage, as you have two larger beings tied to you.
Oh fuck. At disadvantage.
Yes, so athletics at disadvantage.
Hang on, let me try that again. Okay.
Actually, acrobatics at disadvantage because you're trying to flip yourself, land on your feet with two people tied
Yes.
to your back. So with disadvantage, -5.
Oh, you suck. Okay, 10.
Is that with -5 as well?
Yes.
We still fail, but so the ring of featherfall is not going to save you as you try and roll yourself off Ildry's back to land on your feet as she shakes and throws you all from her back, and you all land on top of Alessandra's. Sadiq, and
Bastard.
you sort of land all in a heap together, hit on the top being the heaviest. Alessandra's is now in a Sadiq and hit sandwich.
Just gonna lean my
Ow.
giant head down and show my teeth to Allie and go, behave.
Yoinks.
Is
That's
that
right.
is that an
Jokingly
intimidation check? Because I mean, come on, big dragon with your teeth.
Would you be?
Joking,
There
but
wouldn't
it's
be an.
kind of
It wouldn't.
scary.
Well,
I don't think you need a check for that.
I don't think you need to check for that. You can decide whether you're intimidated by that or not. That's up to you.
So I'm pinned between Sadiq and
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and you have a giant dragon baring her teeth, telling you to behave at the same time.
How are we tied, by the way?
Around the waist.
Oh, okay, forget that then. I'll just lie there and take my dues.
So with that,
After Ildry does that,
Yeah.
Hit says to Ellie and Sadiq, "That was pretty hard, eh?"
Can you please get off me head?
Yes. Oh, please.
Oh. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to be. It's just the way we fell, but I was just taken by Ildry there for a minute. Nonetheless, sorry. And Hit gets up. Because I have a bit of whiplash after hitting the neck of her there.
Yeah.
so you sort yourselves out, and within moments of landing, you all watch as Ildry's form reforms back to her humanoid form, and she looks rather exhausted. It is now probably hitting on midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. With it's probably not even that late. 5 hours travel, probably about midnight. So you guys,
And we're near a town?
no, you were on the shores of the Southern Isles. I will bring up a map for you. When my map behaves itself. Seems map reference. So you guys have come in about here, in the north part of the Graven Waste area. You're on the coast of the Twilight Jungle and the Hatanko Jungle, which is directly north of Arnis, which is where Het is from. The last time you guys saw Arnis, however, it was in flames. The vision that you guys saw when Het's family was murdered showed it burning. You don't know how much of it remains. You have not been there since that time, and I don't think you guys have investigated to find out how much of it survived, or if anyone survived for that matter. But you know you're within a day's walk of Arnis, and Het knows these lands pretty well. So.
Well, given that Fiala is rather exhausted, I reckon we should make camp here.
Yeah. Set up camp here and.
Seems like a good plan.
Because we want Fiala at her peak for the next leg of the journey.
So with that, you spread out, find some firewood, and break camp, or set camp for the evening. You then make a fire, you cook some food, so make sure you all mark off a day's rations. Is there anything you guys wanted to discuss or achieve before sleep takes you this evening?
No, I'll take first watch.
Alright, I'll take second.
Okay.
How many watches will we need? 3?
3.
Two.
You'll need 3, yeah.
Het will take the third then, because Yildri is very tired.
Okay. So you all turn in. Alessandros, you remain awake as the rest of your companions turn in for the night. You spend the first hour just sort of walking around the camp, keeping an eye on things, looking at the coast. See, during your watch, you do see a ship pass, not close to the coast, but close enough that you can see the shadow, the outline of quite a large galleon pass during the night. You hear the sound of the waves lapping the shore. You hear obviously the sounds of animals in the night, owls, occasional wolf howl off in the distance. Nothing foreboding. Your watch goes with relative success without anything sort of untoward happening. You get the impression that no one even knows you guys are here anyway. No one's seen you. It's not a part of the country that's very well inhabited.
We have tents set up, don't we?
You would have, yes. Well, if you do, I mean, you tell me. You guys have tents, so I'm assuming you would have them with you.
Did we send tents up?
I would assume so.
I would think so as well.
All right. So I go over to Het's tent in Kalich, right at the bit so falls on him, then wake Sneak up.
You what now?
Het's tent.
Yes.
I'll cut all the ropes. Then go wake Sneak up.
You've cut all the ropes, so Het's tent has now collapsed in on top of him.
Yes.
Het, you wake with a start as your tent poles fall in and one hits you square on the forehead.
Ah, what the crap?
Like, dook, right on the center of the forehead. And your tent has now collapsed in on top of you.
Het was in the middle of a dream and he's like, don't tread on me, whatever you are. Get off.
And roll a perception check for me, Het, and
Okie dokie.
Alessandros, roll a wisdom save for me. 10?
19.
Alessandros, you do exactly that. You start sniggering uncontrollably. You think it's a huge joke. You haven't been able to get one up on Het for ages, and you start sniggering quite loudly. And Het, you hear this from outside. You know it's Alessandros. That snigger is unmistakable. unmistakable.
Allie. And Hit's sort of pushing his tent around. Allie, this is a good joke. But we are getting close to, the times where jokes should be ending. No, I'm just kidding. You better sleep with one eye open.
I'll cry.
And with that hit, you take about 10 or 15 minutes to re-string up your tent. all the while sort of sniggering to yourself. You get the joke. It's pretty funny. Alshon, as you return to your tent, I dare say you probably don't go to sleep straight away.
Nope.
After waking Sadiq for his watch. So, Sadiq, you wake up. You watch as you leave your tent, and Ali proceeds to go to hers. You watch as Het crawls out of his demolished tent and starts to restring his tent. You would have heard a bit of the back and forth between them as well, so you probably get what's happened.
I'll help Het so that he can actually get a decent little bit of sleep.
Okay. So you give
Thank you, Sadiq. That would be nice.
Sadiq, during your watch, I dare say, with getting close to what is now a pretty big deal for you, taking out the person responsible for planning and executing the attack on your clan, your village, all that time ago, you're excited, you're scared, you're not stupid. You know that you're about to face off against a master vampire, someone who's been around for a long time, who probably knows more than what you think he might know. I mean, you're not silly enough to believe that he probably doesn't know that you're coming. You would even go to as far as to assume that he definitely knows you're coming. But you're being hopeful. You're being hopeful that you can plan and get the upper hand somewhat. You sit there for a while, hand over your holy symbol, contemplating what rights do I need to use? How am I going to go about this? What tactics do I think we need to get the upper hand with this guy? Hoping that Bash and his crew can make it there around the same time. Hopefully they're not late or miss the party, because without them, it's going to make this battle so much harder, trying to go through Cass's minions, even as small as they potentially are. To get through them to get to him is still going to be a bit of a mission without them. Your watch otherwise goes without incident, but your whole watch is just in your head, planning tactics, what you guys need to do to beat this guy, and how sweet it's going to be to watch him fall, and to watch Het snare his soul and potentially destroy him forever. And with that, your watch comes to an end, and you wake Het for the third and final watch.
Mm-hmm.
How do you wake him?
I just open the tent and shake his foot.
Oh, thank you, Sadiq. I thought it might be Ali trying to play another trick on me.
He'd probably try tickling your foot.
That's true. I don't think I'm very ticklish. It's too rough and scaly.
Or set fire to your foot.
Yes. I think I may leave her alone tonight, let her sleep on it for a bit, and when she least expects it. There, now we'll think of something.
So you haven't come up with an idea what you're going to do, but you just know that you'll come up with an idea when you do it.
That's pretty much it. I guess it's all within my hands.
Yeah. Alchemy fire sounds interesting.
Well, that could be cool. I don't have any of that, but I have magical fire.
Yeah, I guess that could work as well.
Nonetheless, I want Ellie and all her strength for this next battle, so I shall leave her alone for a bit. Maybe the second after I take Cass's soul into the symbol, and as he says this, he holds up the symbol of the chained one. He says, after I take Cass's soul into the symbol, the very second after that, then I'll do something to Ellie, because it'll be the time that she won't expect at all.
Or she will expect it because we've just been in battle. And she will expect the unexpected.
You reckon? I don't reckon so.
You never know.
You know, we've just been in battle and then she steps backward into a trap. That happens often.
Yeah, she does find traps that way a lot. She has a unique and very canny way of finding traps.
Agreed.
Instead of finding them, disarming them, she just steps in them.
Which, I mean...
And she survives. That's the other thing. Like,
I'm going
to bed anyway.
Excellent. I shall wake you if there are any disturbances. Otherwise, have a good sleep.
All right. Thanks, Ed.
So Het, Zeke retires to his tent, and throughout the course of your watch, because you're so close to home, in familiar territory, you've been out on this coast several times throughout your years. You know these lands relatively well. You can't help but think about the fate of your family, what's happened to them. You're kind of wondering what's left of Arnis as well, because you haven't been back there since the vision. You're not 100% sure what remains of the city, but at the same time, your thoughts fall back to what Asmodeus said at the time, that anyone harbouring the lions would suffer the same fate. So if there is still people in Arnis, you don't really want to put them in any danger either.
Correct.
So you're kind of torn about going back there and trying to find out what's left of the city, what's become of your family, what the town did with their remains, whether they were properly taken care of or not. That has been on your mind all this time as well. But again, you keep going back. I don't want anyone else to come to harm because of me or because of us. So I'd say you probably put that out of your mind for a time. During the night, however, you do get a visitor. As you're sitting by the fire, staring into the flames, you hear that familiar rattling of chain and the swoosh of a cloak as you turn to your right, and sitting next to you, bony hands clasped in front of his bony and chained face, the hooded figure of the Rattlehead sits silently next to you, staring into the flame with you. Doesn't really say anything for a time, and then sort of turns, and obviously without saying anything, because the steel stitching that stitches his bony face together, the metal plates over his eyes, obviously can't speak as normal people would speak, but you do hear him nonetheless. You are so close. It's almost time. Have you managed to do what I asked?
I have the blood and I have the holy water. I haven't mixed it yet. I was afraid it may not last. I wanted to do it a little closer to time.
Oh, you can mix it whenever you wish. It is the combination of the liquids that will do what is required.
Is there some sort of ratio that I have to use?
You will need the entirety of the blood to mix with the holy water.
Okay.
But once you have completed, as you touch his body, before he turns to mist, ensure that you recite my mantra. It's the only way to be sure that it is trapped. Once you're trapped, call on me. Call on me immediately. And I will come and complete the ritual.
Does Hit know this mantra, just to be sure?
It'll be from Holy Wars. I'm sure you remember
Oh, yes.
the scripture of Holy Wars.
I have indeed got the Holy War scripture.
It'll be any line from the Holy War scripture. But along the lines of Holy War's punishment due.
That is a good scripture to take it from.
So he says to you, once the ritual is complete, he will be no more.
Yes, I agree. For so long now, this dreams that plague me. I wish I could dream no more. But at last, here comes revenge, I guess. It's the old case of I've been waiting for so long, ever since I saw the vision of my family being killed. Taken right in front of our eyes where there was nothing we could do. I've wanted this moment. It has made me angry inside, I guess. Hit looks around for a little bit as he is talking, just to ensure there's nothing encroaching on the camp. Tell me, Rattlehead, this is the right time to jump into the fire.
Of course. You have everything you need to complete your vengeance and your tasks. But I wonder, how will you feel once you have completed? Will you be at rest? Would you need me any further?
I don't know. I cannot honestly say. I guess the idea is we have to fight fire with fire. After that is done, one would hope that for these disposable heroes, there would be a welcome home.
Of course. I have one last question for you.
Yes.
Would you see your friend, the one that was dispatched, shall we say? Would you see her returned to her once righteous self?
You are talking about Neymaris?
Yes.
You want me to return her, or you are saying you can?
I'm saying things are not always what they seem.
Don't get me wrong, Mr. Head, but...
Please, Rattlehead is fine.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, Rattlehead, but... as far as where I stand on the whole bringing things back to life scenario, that just doesn't sit right with me. Some sort of phantom lord that walks the land doesn't make me feel good. Nothing ever comes back the same.
You are correct in this. But what if I was to say the thing you killed was not who you thought it was?
If we killed something else, then, and it wasn't Neymaris, then that is correct. That is fine. Then if she is alive, we should do everything we can to get her back. If we killed the thing that should not be, then it should remain that way. It should stay dead. But yes, if she's alive, are you telling me she is alive?
You have been told of an ally that lies within the demon's keep, I believe.
Yes.
You muted yourself.
Sorry, yes.
I believe that this ally may indeed be your friend.
You think...
I
the
cannot be
ally is
certain,
her?
but it is possible.
Okay. What gives you... where does this information come from, do you think? Do you have a source?
I have my ways. I'm around here and there. I hear things. I hear stories. One such story has reached my ears. That a woman of fiery hair and brute of strength has been held in the Demon's Keep for months and months, tortured to the brink of death, then restored to be tortured more. You draw your own conclusions, of course.
Well, this news could be good. I don't want to get my hopes up. I mean, this could still be, you know, something that I wish but isn't. But it is good to know. I appreciate this information you bring.
Just know, my friend, the time is at hand. Your vengeance will soon be complete. Do not falter in the face of battle. You are more powerful than you seem, or you even think yourself.
I appreciate that opinion. Lately I have been feeling less powerful than what it would seem, I guess, but that is...
You have been holding back, my young friend. You help your friends, you support them, you aid them, but we both know you have the power and the strength to destroy. Do not hold back. If you hold back, it will be your downfall.
It worries me, though. I mean, power to destroy is it's good in some cases, but it can lead to the other side, the devil's dance, so to speak. I don't want to fall down the wrong path.
Come now, Het. We both know that is not the case. You're pure of heart. You are the glue that binds this group together. Without you, they are nothing. They would fall apart and they would fail.
It's very bold to say they're nothing. I mean...
You know what I mean. When I say nothing, without you, there is no lions. There would be no lions if it was not for you and the decisions that you have made. As I say again, you have bound this group together and kept them together. You've kept them alive. Obviously. Dragon, of course. I bow. Great dragon. But I'm great too. And I give you the strength you need once more. Stay strong, my friend.
Thank you, Vic.
And he...
Right overhead.
Vic is fine. It is okay. And with that, he stands. He turns, and within an instant, it's almost like he takes a step and then just vanishes into a wisp of black smoke. And it sort of spins in the night here and dissipates with the smoke of the fire. And morning comes. The rest of you stir and wake. And you have the day at your disposal. Again, Het, you know you're within a day's walk of Arnis. You know that you need to be travelling more to the east to reach Kiramath. You also know that to run, Eldri knows that to run the risk of flying during the day is probably not a good idea, so you probably need to travel throughout the day and then fly again at dusk to take you on the next leg of your journey. The day, it's a warm day, it's not overcast, but there's a few puffy white clouds around the place. Your day's travel is generally with that event. You do see the occasional bear in the distance and some wild birds. A giant eagle flies over at one point, which is kind of a sight that probably none of you have really seen much. Off in the distance you do see a rock as well, on a large hill. Sort of looks like it may be stalking something. Flies off in the distance and sweeps down out of the clouds. You see it pick up what looks to be like a large buffalo. Quite impressive to watch this large predatory beast stalking and attacking its prey. You just hope that it doesn't come this way, because you guys would make a tender morsel for a rock at this point. You continue eastward through the jungle. It's not thick, it's not easy going, but it's not hard going either. You head through the Hatanko jungle area. You pass by a medium-sized lake in your travels, and you then reach the border of the Begilia Mountains range, which is an area that's not unfamiliar to you, Yela. It's on the western border of the Begilia Mountains, which is, you're from the eastern borders in the Gila jungle, but you do know the area relatively well, and by this time the sun is starting to set. Do you prepare for your next leg of your journey?
Yes.
Anybody? No?
Anybody? Yes.
Again, anything you guys want to discuss in your travels while you're walking before we make the next 5-hour leg of the journey?
I have been thinking a little bit, and I think after we defeat Cass, I'm tired of hiding. Everyone comes at us kind of treacherously because we're always in hiding, but don't we need to rally armies and people? Would it be better, I think?
What do you mean by hiding? What? You're going to show your true form to everyone?
Well, not just walk around as a dragon or anything, but I think I'm tired of being a dragon that hides. I mean, we have to fight Kosas, and it seems like it's a secret most people know anyway, so we kind of have to let people know we're there so we can get a force behind us.
It is a good idea. Head thinks you should be able to be yourself, and it shouldn't matter what others think. The danger is still there, but I guess I can hang out and protect you after all this is over.
I think I'd rather have the Black Fang coming at us honestly than trying to get into the party all the time. So, it's an option. They're gonna come at us no matter what.
That's right. Anyone who joins the party now is going to die anyway.
How do you figure that?
I'll kill them.
Why?
I don't trust them.
Okay.
I thought I had issues.
Apparently. Okay, well, whatever. Let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
So, Ali, I guess if we were all like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, you would be death, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
No, he'd probably be more plague.
Well, it could be plague too, yes.
Can't take both?
No.
Okay.
Right, so with that, you Eldry changes form once again. You reattach your rope, you climb aboard, and once again you take flight. You
How
fly.
noisy? Sorry, DM. How noisy is it while we're flying?
It's pretty windy. Like you got the loud flapping of huge leathery wings, and she's moving at a reasonable pace. So it's pretty windy. So to talk to each other, you have to be yelling at like very sort of yelling voices to be able to hear each other.
Not necessarily.
Hit activates his earring. Would that work?
That would work.
And he says to everyone, he just relays the Rattlehead's visit in the night. He just relays to everyone sort of the back and forth chat loosely, you know, just to let everyone know that Rattlehead says it's a safe time. He doesn't tell them that Rattlehead sort of thinks that head is the glue that holds them together, but tells them that Rattlehead is confident. And then he mentions Namaris.
That he does mention Namaris.
Yes.
That the Rattlehead believes that the allies in the keep is quite potentially your old friend and ally that has been held there for some months.
So he basically glances over most of the rest, and then he says, and I'll just say this piece to them. So the Rattlehead thinks the ally we are to meet is the real Namaris.
No, not. Can't be.
I mean...
We killed Namaris.
Well, we killed something that looked like her. I'd hate to think he was the god that failed when he told me this information, but he is thinking that I guess what he says could be true, could it not?
Possible. Okay.
Everyone roll a history check. See, actually no, intelligence. Make it intelligence. I want to see what you guys recall of the night that Namaris supposedly switched sides, and the night that you guys killed her, or the day that you guys killed her.
The first one.
So
I
hit.
got 14.
Alexander's 14. Hit. What was yours?
5.
5. You don't remember a whole lot.
Nope.
Sadiq.
Well, if it was the history check, it would have been 20, but I actually got a 10 because you changed it to
10 intelligence. Ildri, yours.
16.
16. So Ildri and Alessandros, you both recall when Namaris walked across the battlefield, if you will, out the front of Cass's keep. She definitely seemed like she was not under her own control. And when she turned and looked back at you guys, the look of fear in her eyes was quite evident. And that's about all you recall from that. Alessandros, you recall from the day that you guys killed Namaris, because you weren't actually down there at the time at the actual incident itself. You recall obviously Sadiq burning the body, so generally you're not 100% sure what he burnt, because the body was wrapped rather quickly after her death, and the body was hidden.
So what
Ildri,
you're saying?
what
you're saying to us is,
I'm not saying anything about it, that's just what you recall, so you can draw your own conclusions from that. Ildri, what you recall from the day that you specifically took Namaris' life was she definitely struggled. She was not as strong as you remembered her potentially being, but again you potentially put that down to the fact that she was exhausted. But something has never sit right with you from that whole time, from the night that happened to this day. There is something that has always not sit right with you. Again, you cannot put your finger on it, but there is something not right about that night. And with that, you continue your journey. You make it across the peaks of the Vigilia Mountains, and you land somewhere near the Grey River, which, Fiala, you know well. It is south of the hut that you spent a lot of your time in the Hilla jungle. It is where you used to get water. It's where you used to fish. You have spent a lot of time in this area, and you know a place where you can camp for the remainder of this night. You land, again you set camp on the shores of the river, and you know now you are within a 5-hour flight of Kiramath.
Alright, guys. Not much longer till we get there, so we might as well stop here. We're about 5 hours away.
You look tired again, Yildri. Are you okay?
I'm alright.
I can set up your tent for you if you wish.
Oh, I think I got it. So,
We could save. I mean, we don't have to set up all the tents. We could just set up one for me and you, right?
oh. Yeah.
Unless you're going to stay in dragon form, that would be a little tricky.
Yeah. We can do that. It's up to you. It's up to you, Het. I'm gonna go make the fire real quick. And I noticed Sadiq shaking his head at me.
Sadiq cast the facepalm spell, and it, for 3,000 feet across the land, everyone knows something really, really bad happened.
Het makes up one tent and sets up a space for both himself and Yildri.
Okay, duly noted. Alessandro, Sadiq, you set your tents up. A fire is made. Mark off another day's rations as you bed in for the evening.
I'll take last watch.
Yeah, who's taking first, second, and third watch? You probably won't worry too much about the watches tonight. Again, just to push through, we are getting close to 9 o'clock, so I don't want to spend too much time in RP. So the watches generally go without incident. Those that do spend time on watch think about what Het had said about the Rattlehead and that the time is close, that he believes that they're going to succeed. Obviously the Neymaris thing plays on all of your minds throughout the night, just with what information you've been given and the possibilities. If anyone wants to roll a history check, if you're proficient in history, to try and determine what else could have been there, or what that could have been the night that you supposedly did kill Neymaris, what else it could have been, you're more than welcome to.
26.
26. Yep.
6.
You're not you're not sure, Ildri. You're pretty knackered. You just want to sleep. Did you roll, Alessandros?
I'm not proficient in it, so I'm not going to roll.
Okay, that's cool.
And Het neither.
Het neither. So Sadiq, I would imagine you probably would have made done a watch as well. Through your watch, you're sitting there and you're racking your brain. It's like, but I wrapped her body. I saw her as I wrapped her body. I burnt her body. She has to be dead. And then you're sitting there, you're thinking about it, and a memory comes to you when you first joined the Bloodhunter Order. Reading through books, learning about demons and fae and undead and all these things to better aid you in your hunting down and eradicating of chaos. You read about a race called doppelgangers, which could take on the form of another humanoid, identically, voice, size, shape, everything. And after death, within an hour of death, they would revert to their natural state. And then you think, I wrapped her body. But you wrapped her body within minutes of her death. Because in your drunken state, you didn't really take much notice of the shape of her body when you took her to be burnt. Now thinking back, with a roll of 26, she did seem smaller, narrower somewhat, definitely lighter than what she should have. is it entirely possible that it wasn't her? With that roll, you're pretty certain that it is, not 100% certain, but it's definitely possible that what Fiala killed that day was not Namaris.
Oh shit.
With that, again, morning comes. You all wake and start making the trek across the border of the Begilia into Snakemore River region, which, you know, heading towards the east with the maps you have, will lead you to Kirom Roth, which is the home and base of operations of one Cass Agnond. You know that a day's travel is going to get you from the border to the coast between Muko and the Snakemore River mouth, and from there you'll be able to fly the remainder of the journey, which would put you at the start of the bridge that leads you across the moors and stuff to Cass's Keep. Once again, Ildri, you take flight with your companions and you make the journey. You fly across the open water. You eventually, after a couple of hours, you guys see the walled settlement of Aris, which you know is controlled by Cass. You know that you will not find aid there. You land in a clearing just north of the start of the bridges that lead to Cass's Keep. And we'll rejoin you guys there. It is now the middle of the night. Well, probably early evening. You're probably looking at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. And you land. Ilda, you probably transform for better ease of movement through the trees. And as you approach the bridges, you hear from one side of the bridge, "Oi, over here, quickly!
Bash?
Come on, get your ass over here! You're in the open. Hurry up!"
We went over.
So
Yeah, we went over.
You all guys move over, and in the trees to one side of the start of the bridge, you indeed find Bash, and he has 3 or 4 others with him. He's a dwarf. There is an elven, half-elven man in chainmail, and he's got a sword and shield. The dwarf is carrying a mace and shield, and there's a large woman, a Goliath woman, with them. She's tribal tattoos. She's got really short cropped hair, and she's also with them. And he says, "God, you guys took your time, didn't you? I thought you was flying them here."
Yeah, could say that.
We've been here for a couple of days. See, we got a druid. I thought you were a druid. We got a druid, and she can like teleport us through trees and stuff. It's so much quicker. Must remember that, eh? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're a druid, right? You're a druid.
Yeah.
All right. Never mind. Got to tell you, you know how you guys wanted to surprise Cass, the vampire? Well, that's not going to happen. He arrived here tonight, about 2 hours ago. He is. There is only a small contingent with him. He's about we counted maybe 10 or 12 skeleton warriors, and he's like 3 or 4 vampire spawn. But that's it. There's no one else there. We sort of staked the keep out yesterday, and during the day, and there's generally no one else about, honestly. So, how you want to do this? You want to do it now? You want to wait till tomorrow night? I mean, he's not going to come outside during the day. And we can't fight him inside the keep because, I mean, that's his house. We can keep the skeletons and that busy. I mean, it'd just be you guys and him. I mean, four versus one. I think you guys would be good, eh?
What do you guys think?
Are you guys you guys okay? You need a rest, or I mean, we've got a few hours before sun up.
Do you need to rest?
I'm good. It was a short flight.
Yeah, well, it was only 2 or 3 hours, so it's
It wasn't
yeah. You're not exhausted, but I mean, it has taken a little bit out of you, but you're fine. You're good.
I'm getting back into it. It's good. I think that now might be our only moment before.
I say we fight.
Yeah, calls
Alright.
more.
Good advice.
Agreed.
All right,
Yes.
all right. Then I know we can probably get across these bridges without being seen because there's no guards on the bridges because he hasn't got his full forces here, right? So if we just scoot up, it'll take us maybe an hour to get to the other end. If we get to the other end and we move around, I'll move my crew round to the right, and there's a bit of a swampy tree area round to the right hand side, and if you guys call him out when he because he's probably going to send his minions out first, I'd say we can rush him from the right hand side and tie those guys up in combat and keep them busy. I love smashing skeletons, that's fun. And he's still got the axe you guys gave him too, and he grabs it from his back and gives it a quick sort of spin, and you see that the half giant, the Goliath woman, she just gives a nod and a grunt, and she's big and scarred as well. She's definitely seen some battle. The half elven guy just says, "Yes, we will aid you." Aslan was not able to make it, but he has sent us. We are his best. We are his personal bodyguard. He sent his best to aid you, and we will keep them busy. We'll keep them off you, of course. And luck be with us all. And the dwarf turns around and says, "Hey, I love smashing the skeletons with my axe and my mace and my shield and whatever weapons I can get my hands on. Filthy bastards."
It's good. It's good that you have a lot of anger in you. Keep it up.
Well, we're all. You'll find that these guys all have a story, all tied into this whole thing, right? Like Nala here, he's pointing to the Goliath behind us. Says, she was found by us, Mr. Aslan. You know that Goliath clan that was sort of roaming the north, right? And they had some of them orcs with him. She was the chief's daughter. They slaughtered him, and she was left for dead. We found her, nursed her back to health, and she's been with us ever since. And she's awesome at killing undead things. And she again just doesn't really say much. Just smiles and sort of a half-hearted smile, a bit of a grimace, and just nods. And she's and the pointy-eared fellow over here. He used to run with Mr. Aslan before he joined you guys, so he knows him real well, and he's been with Mr. Aslan for ages. And the bearded wonder over here, he sort of waves over to the dwarf, and the dwarf just gives him a bit of a chuckle. We found him in the mines to the north of Voland, and it was overrun by kobolds and such, and he was imprisoned within the mines, and we helped him, and he just likes killing things like me. It's great. He goes, "Hey, I'm 3 up on you already. Bash, you're a bit slow." He's, fuck
hey.
off. No way. I got more than you. But
So,
never mind that.
Bash.
Yeah, what? Sorry, yes.
Are we saying he's better than you?
No. Hell no. He's full of it. I've got 10 times as many kills as he's got.
Okay.
Right. So, with that, Bash says, "Alright then, so let's move out then, I guess. We'll take it fairly quiet. We don't just stealthy or anything like that, but we've got to take it fairly quiet up the bridge. And we'll go up ahead. We'll move off to the right hand side, get in the trees, and we'll wait for you guys to call them out, and then we'll jump in there and start smashing skulls, so to speak."
What time is it?
By now it's probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. So you've got 7-8 hours of darkness before the sun rises. Or probably closer to 10 hours of darkness. And you know that obviously during the day, Cass is not going to come out of that keep, unless he can control the weather somewhat, but he's going to prefer to fight at night. He's not stupid. Oh, pardon me. But belches loudly.
Ash.
Excuse me.
Yeah, right. Ash's fault. Yeah.
So with that, Bash leads the way. Starts pushing up the familiar bridge that you guys are all that have travelled twice now, once in both directions. First time slowly, the second time at a rather quickened pace, running for your lives. This time, now you are all a lot more prepared, a lot better equipped and skilled. Nervous, yet definitely determined in your task. Bash pushes forward, maybe 50 feet in front of you guys on the right hand side of the bridge. You all move up. You now get to the end of the bridge where you now can see the front of Cass's keep, or the walls that lead to his keep. Bash and his crew move off the bridge down into the swamplands and move around into the darkness around to the right hand side of the entrance. You guys move up, and as you move up off the front of the bridge, you are basically faced with a large sort of dirt clearing, trees on either side leading into swampland, and a large wall with two large pillars that lead into the very front part of Cass's keep. It's not pristine condition, but it's not run down either. It definitely serves its purpose. You do not see any sentries on the wall at this point, but you know they're probably there. And with what Bash has said, you Sadiq, especially you with what Bash has told you, you get the feeling that Cass probably knows you're coming, and he probably even knows exactly where you are at this point. So you would not be surprised if he steps out at any moment. So you're all fairly well prepared. And there is where we're going to take a 5-minute break before we carry on any further, guys. So we will be right back, and we will return to our story very shortly. So take a pee break, coffee break, and be prepared to fight a vampire.
Not a vampire.
Yes, a vampire.
Is it out chat?
Chat. Welcome back, chat. We have arrived. We have returned. We'd like to thank
hello.
Moonsea Marauders for the 17 biddies. Thank you very much. And the follow. Arts in Motion with the raid of 6. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it very much. And Tinners with a follow. Nutty with the resub. And the Wizard Dress with a follow yesterday as well. And Roastin' Chickens, I believe, is that our friend Cameron who's changed his name and refollowed us? I believe.
Yes,
Um,
it is. He changed his name back from
Roasted
Fish.
chickens to roastin' chickens. Okay, cool.
It was
Yeah,
something
something
fish
like
too,
that.
wasn't he?
I don't remember. But welcome back, everybody. Hope you are enjoying the show thus far. We've had we've thrown in a little bit of a story twist in the mix just to make these guys think a little bit. I think it's kind of achieved what I hoped, so that's cool. Moody,
Yep.
what's up? My favourite Scotsman in the chat. Yes, he's a Scotsman, didn't you know? The look on Nutty's face right now is
Apparently
gold.
she doesn't.
She doesn't get it.
know.
She doesn't get it, Moody. Why don't you tell it? Why don't you tell Nutty why I call you my favourite Scotsman? Before we get back into the show, there is a reason behind it, guys. It's been one of those things. Profate with a follow 4 days ago as well. Didn't get that. There we go. I've been his favourite Australian since I entered the stream, and so he's
Oh,
my favourite
wow.
Scotsman. It's just a thing. It's been a thing that we've done for a long time. Good to see you, Moody. It must be like 8 o'clock in the morning or something for you over there in the UK. Profate followed on Strad Night. Awesome. I missed that, so we'll have to thank them next time they come to the chat. But thank you everyone for the 10 a.m. That's right, daylight savings. So thank you everyone for the follows, the raid, the biddies. We appreciate it. If you enjoy the show, please follow the channel. Check out the YouTube as well. All VODs from both campaigns go up on the YouTube every week. If you are going to sub, thank you very, very much. If you're not, I don't care, as long as you're hanging out and having some fun. But all proceeds, subs, bits, donations, all go back into the channel so that we can keep doing this. They pay for all sorts of stuff. So appreciate everyone very much. Actually, you were probably getting due for another daylight savings change in the next couple of months. And for those of us in New Zealand, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I know Trashy and Adam are both parents, dads. I'm a dad. Baz is a dad. So happy Dad's Day to everyone. Make sure. I just said that, Nutty. Nutty's repeating what I'm saying over there.
she does that.
She does that. And she's muted, which is really funny. But she's still here, guys. She's still here. Right, so with that, we will switch over back to our DM.
Backseat stream.
Backseat streaming, yeah. We'll switch back to the DM and we will continue. Wait, what? Yes, no, I'm not. I'm from Australia, Moody. What happened to the merch store? I took the merch store link down. The merch is still available. I just took the link down. But if you are looking for merch, give me 1 second. I will post a link for you there. There is a go to that link there and check out the merch. That is my merch specifically. I am in the process of actually coming up with more D&D related merch to more suit the channel, but there is my Evldoa logo and the horror, heavy metal and video games Iron Cross. It's available on a range of things: duvets, socks, clocks, coffee mugs, coasters. As I say, coffee mugs. No, Nutty's camera's not up, so you can't really see hers. But we've got
Good
coasters.
job, Nutty.
Got coasters as well.
She does.
Yeah, coasters are cool.
The coasters are cool. I bought a whole heap of bags for our game as well, for our home game at his house. But Nutty has the other design on her cup, which is the Iron Cross design. No, I'm not going to turn you on because it's all blurry. It's all blurry. No one can see it anyway. But
You can see it on the merch store.
yeah. So we are going to. I'm looking into coming up with a more D&D orientated design. I'm not sure when it'll happen, but it will happen. I'm thinking maybe one of the emotes, maybe the natural 20 emote or the natural 1 emote and a t-shirt design or something. So it'll be a little dragon with a 20 on it, possibly, with maybe some text. So we'll be definitely looking at that sometime soon. If you can design D&D dice, you can have all of my money. I wish I could do dice. I really would. I would make dice if I could. I have no idea how it's done. But we are now going to return to our story and back to our DM. DM's back. Back again. No, not that song. That's disgusting.
Okay, that's it. I'm quitting.
So, as you approach
Divorce.
Cass's...
As you approach divorce.
Hey.
Roll for custody.
Moody gamer with a 500 birdies.
Roll for custody? Really?
Hype it up, guys. Exclamation point
I thought it was
hype
funny.
in the chat.
It was.
With a, I've got to acknowledge it. Moody gamer dropping 500 bits. But cheers, Moody. Appreciate it, buddy. And more biddies. Biddies been dropped all over the place. Appreciate you guys. Right. We're now going to get back into the show. So if I don't respond to bits and things, don't hate me. We're doing it for roleplay.
Stop it.
But
Make Nutty do it.
Yeah, Nutty will do it. Nutty's there. She can do that stuff. So you approach the front of the keep. As I said, you are now in somewhat of a clearing, and you reach this opening, and all you see is the walls, the pillars, and seemingly deserted at this point. What are you guys doing?
It seems deserted.
I'm pulling out one of my holy oils and
Yes.
coating 4 arrows with holy oil.
Duly noted.
Ah, yes. Hit mixes the blood in holy water.
Noted.
Puts it on his belt.
I'm readying the bow.
And I guess we're just going to stand here and wait for Cass to be a nice guest, host and come out and invite us in.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
More
More of a yell.
More of a yell? Okay. At this point, your amulet's not doing anything.
Okay.
So with your new imbuements that we put on it, you know that there is nothing undead within 60 feet of your current position. But within a few moments of you loudly announcing your arrival, it does start to glow. And it glows in that radiant yellow color of undead. And surely enough, out from the archway between the pillars, a dark armored individual with a large two-handed sword slung across his back very nonchalantly walks out, and then he doesn't get. He gets within sort of 60-70 feet of you guys, just in the archway. He's right in that right on the cusp of that range of your amulet, and sort of bows deeply, graciously and politely, and says, "At last, we face each other. It is good to see you all. What has taken you so long?"
I launch an arrow at him.
Not even going to say anything. You're just going to fire.
Likewise.
I just launch an arrow at him.
I fire one too.
And
Okay.
Hit will cast Bless at that same instant.
Okay, so with that, in 1 second, I will give you that chance to make those attacks. What level are you casting Bless at, Hit?
We'll be going 1, 2, 3,
Well,
4,
who are you?
second level.
So who are you blessing?
So I'll be blessing everyone, all of us. There's only 4 of us now, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So myself included. And for the bless, of course, he will say something along the lines of, "Steel Lady, watch us as we take this man down. This
So-
undead man."
You cast Bless. Your Bless goes off, and all of you now have a +4 to your attacks and saving throws. Sadiq, you fire your arrow. I'll give you one attack each to start this battle before we roll initiative. So Sadiq first, roll your attack.
26 to hit.
You do fire your arrow. Even with a 26, you fire it, and almost in an instant, he draws his sword and cuts your arrow in half. And it falls to the ground beside him. Alessandro, it's your shot.
Firing vicious longbow, and it goes wide with a 13.
It does. You misjudge where he's standing. You get the impression that it probably wouldn't have hit him anyway. He was ready for it. He was waiting for you guys to make your attack. He's now standing, sword drawn, and he wielded this two-handed broadsword with a single hand. You noticed he wasn't using two hands, and he just grins with the hint of the fanged teeth peeking through the partly open lips. His eyes almost completely white by this point, and he bows once again and says, "Bring it on." And he raises both his hands, and with that, 10 or 12 skeletal warriors pour out of this archway, along with several ghouls, which you can only assume are vampire spawn. At that same moment, you hear Bash, "Roar!" and runs out of the trees straight into the side of these skeletal warriors. And we'll get everyone to roll initiative. Hold your initiatives at the moment. I need to set up the battle map. I will call for them in just a moment.
And we see Bash and his companions drop dead instantly. No? Okay.
Silly.
Hope you guys have a plan.
Nope.
Oh crap.
Right, so I will get
What
your
was your
initiatives, please. Alessandro, it's yours first.
Mine is 19.
19. Hit.
6.
Ooh. Fiela.
6.
Wow. Who's got the higher dexterity there?
I have +2.
You have the highest.
So Fiela will go first. Sadiq.
7.
Oh, wow, guys.
Give him
So-
a chance.
At the top of the initiative order is the vampire spawn. The two dark elven looking individuals that charge out see Bash and his crew coming out from the side, and basically they teleport from their position to the front of the skeletons to intercept. And we will go over to our battle map. Now I've made an adjustment here, so I have to adjust the cameras just slightly because I had to take a certain somebody out.
Again, she brought it on herself.
So I needed to make sure that I couldn't remember where people were. So
I was about to say, why am I not hit? It's me.
we got it sorted. Don't panic. Don't panic, Mr. Manring.
I'm not panicking. Okay.
Right,
Now I
so
can actually-
with that, the vampire spawn, as you can see, when I find my laser pointer. So you guys are down in the front. When the laser pointer goes, you guys are all in the front there. We can see the yellow tokens bottom of the screen. You've got Cass out there in the front. He is the lead. I will probably mark him with a token just so you know who he is. Skeletal warriors have all piled out of the ruins behind him. Bash and his crew are up here by this fallen log, and the two vampire spawn are in front of them. So I'm just going to mark Cash here. So just so you know who he is, Cass is the one in green. And the vampire spawn, they move forward and they engage into the group. The skeletons all then, you see Cass turn and look to his left as Bash and that charge out there, and he just raises his hand and points. And all the skeletons pile in. Move forward. With the exception of two. Next in the initiative order is one of the skeletons is going to fire a bow, one that remains. He's going to fire a bow at U-Hit, and he will 18 to hit.
That is a hit.
And hit, you will take 6 points of piercing damage. And you will need to make a Constitution saving throw also, please.
With my bless.
With your bless.
That is 17.
That is a success. You... Not entirely sure what it was, but... Man, that arrow hurt. You felt something encroach on your body, and then it just seemed to dissipate very quickly as well. It was weird. You're not sure what it was, but it did not feel good. Next up, yes.
Well, as a reaction, Hit will Arctic Rebuke.
Okay. Dex save.
And he will Arctic Rebuke it. Yes, 3rd level.
As a failure with a 4.
Oh, yes it is. So he takes, and I will just roll it and tell you. That's a good start. 18 and 8, 26, 20,
Okay.
29 cold damage.
As you get struck by this arrow, you retaliate with your reaction, and the cold energy arcs out from your armor and literally obliterates the skeletal warrior in a shower of ice and bone as it is just scattered across the battlefield.
Hit cricks his neck, and he says, I'm creeping death.
And Cass sort of glances to one side, and then looks at you, Hit, and goes, my turn.
Uh-oh.
And in an instant, he is standing in front of you. You didn't see him move. 1 minute he was where he was. The next second he is standing right in front of you, grinning. And he will make his 3 attacks against you, Hit.
Woo. Alrighty.
First attack is a 13.
That misses.
Second is a natural 20.
That hits.
Damn. Third is a 25.
Yeah. Yeah, anything like 20 was good.
So, unfortunately for you, you will take you will take 12. Roll that in a second. So 12 in a second. No. 12 for natural 20. 32 points of slashing damage.
Yep.
And you will also need to make a con save also.
Okay. 18 for the con save.
That is a success. You feel something strange happen as the weapon strikes you. You take the blow of the blade, and a darkened energy seeps into your bloodstream, and you feel weak just for a moment, and then you manage to shake it off. Your constitution is stronger than you gave yourself credit for, and it seems to hold up not too bad. What is he going to do with that? That's his action. His bonus action. With that, he's going to... His whole body shifts suddenly and is now ethereal in nature. You can see through him. It's kind of weird, but he just seems to shimmer in front of you, like he's sort of not there anymore, but he is real ghostly type of figure going on. With that, Sadiq, is now your turn, and Fiala, you're up after that.
Since he's been nice and come nice and close for us, so I'm going to take a swing.
Take a swing, so you move into position. And you take a swing.
24 to hit.
24 to hit. That does hit.
Okay. 17 points of damage. And I also mark him.
You're using the branding smite?
Yep.
Make sure you let me know what smite you're using before you roll to hit as well. So branding smite, you have marked him, and you take 17 points of damage. He doesn't seem to take as much damage as you think. In this form, it seems that your sword almost dips inside his body for a short time. Rather odd, but it's kind of weird.
Okay.
But
dirty
cool
20.
at the same time. That does hit as well.
And that is 29.
29. Also, you strike out, and in this ethereal form, he takes damage, but seems to shrug it off. Turns and looks at you and literally says to you, "Is that all you've got? I expected more." Is that your turn?
That's it, yes.
Fiala, it is now your turn, with hit on board after that.
Is my Cloak of Regalia considered like equipment as an action, so I could cast a spell after, or because it's?
I think we decided it was going to cost you an action to cast it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna cast that and get my silver wormling out. Near Cass, facing away from the party, though.
Facing away from the party.
Yeah, so like facing Cass, not hitting the party kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I guess what I was asking is, can I cast a spell after that, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's just
And-
it just costs you an action to.
Yeah.
So if you can cast a spell as a bonus action,
Yeah.
you can cast a leveled spell as a bonus action. Yeah.
I'm gonna do healing spirit on top of Het, which is my stag, at 3rd level.
Move that slightly so you guys can see that.
So he will get 7 points now, and he gets to roll 2d6 at his turn, as long as he stays in that square for healing.
So the healing spirit stag has been cast. And is on the battlefield behind here. You can't see it on camera, but it is there.
Yes.
And
So you get
so,
7
yeah,
points of healing.
So you
Yeah.
get 7 points of healing, and you just let us know what the healing is. After
Yep.
Fiona, we'll go back to Alessandros because I missed you accidentally because you were in amongst the
Oops.
skeletons. So now that's your turn complete, Fiona, Alessandros. Your turn.
Okay, using blazing bowstring, activating 1 charge.
Yep.
Attacking with that.
Fire away.
Get 22 to hit.
That hits.
And also with that, activating Shadow Arrow as well.
No problem.
Go back with that. That's a 4 from just the arrow.
Yep.
That's 5 flame damage.
Yep.
One more. 4 psychic damage. And a DC of 14 on wisdom.
Which he passes. The 22.
Bugger. And would that be a sneak attack, seeing how they were
Yes.
with him?
Yes, it certainly would.
And 13 sneak.
Again, doesn't seem to take as much damage as you would hope, but he's definitely taking damage. You fire your arrow, it hits him, but like I said, it just doesn't do what you kind of hoped. You've only got the 1 attack, or you got 2?
I believe I had 2.
You got 2, so you
just-
can fire again with your bow.
Yeah, not just a normal attack. And it goes wide with a 14.
It certainly does. With that hit, it is now your turn. You are face to face with the Master Vampire. He has dealt a significant blow to you.
Yes. It looks at him squarely and says, "Well, nice to see your move. We've got plans of our own." Hit Misty Steps
Ooh.
30 feet towards the greenery, the dark green forestry.
Boom, Mr. Step.
And then with that, because that's a bonus action, Het will use his movement to do 10 more diagonal towards that greenery.
Puts you right in the greenery.
Basically, yes. And then is going to hold his sigil of the chained one in the air of Vicarado Head, and he is going to say, "Euthanasia," and is going to launch Eldritch Blast.
Roll to hit.
The dirty guy. Can't remember his name. Cass. Rightio. Okay, so that is 13,
Miss.
15,
Miss.
and the last one is a miss as well. 3 misses. A hit is going to use his. I have DM's inspiration to
Yes.
reroll one of those.
Okay.
That is better. 25.
25. You fire out your final missile. The first two snake out and just snake through and pass by Sadiq quite closely. It's a bit of a close call. You feel the heat of the cold of the blast as it goes through. The third, however, you believe strikes true, but in an instant, Cass uses his reaction to snare your missile.
Ooh.
And he does so. He catches it. And mid-air, the energy surging in his hands. And as he turns to you with a grin and fires it back at you. But he will miss with a 6. The Eldritch Blast returns towards you and strikes the tree just to your left. Giving you a bit of a fright because you've never seen something like that before. It's like, whoa. There's something probably none of you have seen before. And with that, is that your turn, hit?
That is it for hit. By the way, Killick is not out. He is off the battlefield.
Noted. With that, we are back at the top of the order, which is the vampire spawn. As you guys, you're probably not really noticing what's going on over here with the vampire spawn and Bash and that. One of the vampire spawn has fallen so far in battle, and a couple of the skeletons have been destroyed as Bash and his crew start moving through the skeletal warriors. That will bring us back to Alessandros when the order you should have been in the first place. So Alessandros, is now your turn once again.
Blazing arrow using a second charge.
Okie dokie.
Using DM's inspiration. I've got
To
a
reroll.
15.
Okay, reroll your hit.
$25 to hit.
That is a hit. It'll also be. You will not get sneak attack on this one, however, even though you are within 5 feet of a companion. He can see you and knows you're there, and knows your tricks.
8 damage for the arrow.
How much fire damage?
5 for fire. And using my last arcane shot, shadow arrow again.
Yep.
With 3 psychic and a wisdom save of 14.
Which he will automatically succeed with a legendary action.
Fuck.
So,
That's it.
that is your turn.
I got another.
I do have a second attack, yeah, so you can use that.
Normal attack and misses with 16.
It does. It goes wide once again. Cass, it is now his turn as he looks at his current situation, looks where he is, and he he will cast a spell. Where's my spell template? He will turn and look at you, Alessandros, and Fiela, and just grin widely, and he will drop, if you will, He waves his hand in the air, motions towards you, and points his hand out, and you see a sickening green and purple mist emanate from his fingers, and then beneath you, these tendrils rise up from the ground, almost like octopus tendrils, but the green and purple and dark black, oozing, emanating a dark, very dark aura. The ground beneath you now has become difficult terrain. You'll be at half movement speed, and all three of you will need to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Don't forget your D4 for bliss.
I add that to me roll, do I?
Yes.
Or do I?
Yep. You add the
Correct.
D4 on top. Yep.
Okay, that'd be 12.
12. That is a failure.
19.
That is a success.
30, 20.
That is also a success. So you guys both resist the necrotic nature of this stuff that is now beneath your feet. Alessandros, however, you will take 14 points of necrotic damage as these tendrils grasp at your feet and ankles, trying to hold you in place. Be aware that your movement will be halved until you get out of it, and you will have to make that save again very shortly. That is his bonus action. As his action, he then turns to you, Sadiq, and he goes, "Finally, someone worth my time," and makes his 3 attacks against you. First attack is a 19.
Yeah, hit.
Second is a dirty 20.
That's a hit.
And the third is a 19.
Yeah, another hit.
So the first attack is what we got here, 9 points of slashing damage. The second is 11 points of slashing damage. The third is 12 points of slashing damage. And you will need to make 3 con saves for me, please. Con save for each time he hit you.
Okay, so the first one is a 16,
As a failure,
then an 18,
that's a success.
and a 26.
So you succeed on 2, but the first one you failed, and your strength has been reduced by 1. So you need to go and alter your strength, reduce your main strength stat by 1. You should be able to do that just by clicking on whatever your strength number is and then modifying it.
Not that one. Change that to 14.
Yep, so your strength is now reduced by 1. And that is not the end of his turn. He's going to use one of his legendary actions to Shadow Step to back to you, hit. In an instant, he's back in your face again, grinning from ear to ear, fangs showing. With that is now Sadiq. It is your turn.
He takes 9 points of psychic damage.
9 points of psychic damage.
Yep.
You see him sort of wince as he moves. He sort of winces and looks back at you and gives you a wee slight grin as if he knows what you're up to.
1, 2, 3.
Doesn't seem to be
4.
worried about it though.
I'm gonna move up to him.
You will not quite get there because it'll take you 10 feet of your movement to get out of the Death and Decay, because you're at half movement speed until you get out, and so that'll leave you with 20 feet of movement once you're out of it.
That'll leave me with 25 feet.
What's your total movement?
35 feet.
We'll leave you 25. 5, 10, 15. Oh, you will get to him.
Yeah.
Not quite. You'll get within 10 feet.
No. Shits and giggles.
It was close, but not quite.
Okay, I'll
You're-
move within, say 15 feet, and then I'll use the bow on him. Since I can't get close enough.
So you'll fire your bow. Bonus action to switch from weapon to bow.
Yep.
And fire your bow. So you'll lose your bonus action.
23 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, I got to add to that one. So it's that plus that. That's 17. 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage.
Yep. And he now has disadvantage against turn undead on his saving throws.
Why? Was that
Because
because
that's
that's what the bow does?
the bow does.
Ah, yes, that's right. You use the corpse maker?
Corpse Slayer.
Corpse slayer. Right.
Corpse Slayer.
Not a problem. Thank you. I'll remember that. Is that your turn?
One more attack. Ooh. 27.
That
would
does
be a
hit.
natural 20.
Natural 20. Critical strike.
So that plus D8 because it's undead. So 13, 18, 21.
21 points.
Yeah, 21. Oh, no, sorry. I've got the D6 as well. That's my last holy arrow. 26 points of damage.
26 points of damage. You strike him with a critical strike, but once again, for some reason, he just does not seem to take the damage you would expect from such an awesome attack. You drew your bow back to full draw, knowing that you hit him with full force. Didn't seem to affect him like it should have. He's now moved back into more physical form, but still, he doesn't seem to take that damage. With that, it is now Fiela. You are up, and Heck, you're on board.
I was told don't forget my dragon, but I would like to cast Moonbeam on him, so he'll have
Moonbeam?
to make a con save.
Con save, which is a con save of 22.
Yeah, he passes. I don't think it does any. It's half damage. Okay, so
Yeah.
half
So-
of 39 is math.
What type of damage is it?
It is radiant.
So half of 39 is 14. No, 39, 15.
Well, yeah, 14.
19.
All right. And I would like to move my healing stag over to Sadiq Square.
How far can you move it?
I can move it 60 feet.
Easy enough.
All right. That's me for
That's you?
now.
You're not going to attempt to move out of the goop that you're
Yeah,
currently
I
standing
should
in.
move out of the goop, huh?
So
I'll move.
you've got 15 feet of movement. So you will be able to move out if you move in a straight
out.
line.
Yeah, move straight line. Yeah.
Just outside. But you will need to make another con save for
Okay.
me in the meantime.
That is a 7.
7.
Yeah.
You will take 9 points of necrotic damage as the whatever this is just seeping into your pores of your skin, and it hurts. It's not a nice feeling. Hit, you're up. You now have Cass back in your face again.
Yes. Hit. growls. He says, if I was an angel, you would see my halo on fire. And he misty steps. Once again, this time, over to the stag, to the rear side of the stag where the skeleton is laying down.
Okay,
Basically touching the stag.
Before that happens, I'm just going to make a quick roll. As a reaction, Cass is going to cast Counterspell. And he succeeds in nullifying your Misty Step.
Nullify my bonus action.
You go to Misty Step, and you go to step, and you look around, and you're still where you are. Nothing happened.
Let's see, King Nothing, what you can do about this then. And he fires. Obviously, I've done a bonus action spell, so Eldritch Blast, and he says Euthanasia one more time.
It'll be a disadvantage because you're a melee range.
Oh shit, melee range, yes. My bad, DM. Forgot about melee range.
It's all good. I mean, you can change it if you wish.
I will.
Het would know that it would be at disadvantage, being so close.
He says, this is the end of the line, and Frostbite is the cantrip he chooses.
Okay.
You need to make a Constitution save.
Natural 19 on the dice, so that will be a 27.
So ice shrouds around him. However, nothing in any damage is at all appearing on him.
So his cloak and his armor start to ice over, and he just stands up straight, puffs out his chest, and the ice just shatters and falls, and takes no damage. With that, is that your turn?
No. Het will, since he cannot Misty Step. Oh crap, this is a bad idea. Het will move. 5, 10, 15, 20... towards Yildri's dragon, 20 feet.
And as he has used his reaction, he cannot take an attack of opportunity.
That's exactly what I was planning.
But you were not able to Misty Step at that point, and you did lose the spell slot. Yes, just what did you want to do with the dragon? Does that move on its own initiative or on yours?
It's on its own initiative. I was just gonna try and paralyze breath him.
I'll let you do that. We'll chuck him into initiative. Roll initiative for him and just give me an initiative order, so we can put it in.
He got a nat 20.
Okay, see, he'll go at the top. He'll go at the at basically initiative 20. So we'll leave it for this time because you forgot. We'll bring him in at the top of the initiative order, which is, funnily enough, now. So
Yay.
your dragon's turn.
Surprise,
on initiative 20.
Yeah, he's gonna go up to Cass, and I think that I'm gonna look him up.
How far? How close? Melee range?
So that he is facing away from the party, but at Cass.
Yeah.
Yeah, melee range. Well, as close as I can get to breathe, which I think is 15 feet.
You should be fine, yeah.
Yeah, it's a con save.
Con save? A natural 15 on the dice, plus 8, so that'll be a save, I believe.
That is a fail for the thing, yeah. So
does he take half damage or just no damage at all?
No.
Okay.
He doesn't. I don't think he can do anything else. So that's it for him, I think. Yeah.
Right, so with that, it is now the vampire spawn turn. One vampire spawn still lives. That vampire spawn shadow steps into combat with you, Fielo. The rest of the skeletons now have been tied up with Bash as they move in. They seem to be doing very well. They're sort of moving through them and taking care of them pretty quickly. I mean, the vampire skeletal warriors are just not really much to be worried about. Alessandros, your turn. You are still inside this thing, whatever it is. It is gripping at your feet, making it hard for you to move. But it is your
Shadow
turn.
step behind the vampire spawn.
Okay. Which you can do. And make your attacks.
As an action, swap to the flaming tongue rapier
Flaming Tongue Rapier, okay.
and attacking with that.
So bonus action swap weapon attack, so you'll get 2 attacks. You will not get a offhand attack. So make your 2 attacks.
16
That does hit.
to hit. 5 damage.
5 damage.
And I go wide, almost slashing myself with an 8.
You do get sneak attack on that first attack though.
I do.
Yes.
12 sneak attack.
12 sneak attack damage. The creature hisses as you strike out with your rapier, trying to help Fiela deal with this now imminent threat. With that, it is now, when I find the initiative order, Cass's turn. Seeing this young Drake staring at him, looking at Sadiq, looking at the Drake, he decides, we'll deal with this. Makes 2 attacks at the Drake. Natural 20 and a 24. So the Drake will take 37 points of slashing damage. And we'll also need to take 2 Constitution saving throws, please.
One is a 15 and one is a 17.
One's fail, one's success. So again, its strength will be reduced by 1. And he will take the attack of opportunity from the Drake as he moves into stick with the final attack, which will be a 22 to hit.
That's it.
So you just need your dragon will make a melee attack against
Alright.
Cass. You'll take 9 points of slashing damage, Sadiq, and I'll need a con save as well, please.
Rolled a natural 19 on the dice, so 25.
25, that's a
plus
success.
For 27.
It is a success. You do not lose another strength point. Your constitution is hearty enough that it seems to fight off the effects of this sword, the dark energy that emanates from it, seemingly sapping strength every time it strikes you. What was your attack, melee attack from your dragon?
Do I roll to hit then?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
That would be a 17. Does that hit?
That misses.
Oh, well, then never mind.
You miss the dragon strikes out as Cass moves out of range, but doesn't seem to have any effect. Strikes across his armor. Next up in the initiative order is Sadiq, followed by Fiela.
Since he's now in melee with me again,
He is.
takes 3 points of psychic damage. And I'm going to swap over to my sword again.
So you'll lose your bonus
And-
action, but you will get your main action.
And before I do that, I'm also going to... What's it called? I'm going to do the blood curse of exposure on him and make him lose any resistances towards radiant damage.
Does he have a save to that?
Nope. But it only lasts this attack round and then it goes. So.
Okay. So that costs you your health to do so? Is it blood
No,
curse?
it's one of my blood meditation thingos. I get 3 all up.
Okay, cool. So for this attack, he's loses resistance to radiant damage. Yeah,
Yes. So 21 to hit.
that hits.
Damage. So that is He gets a +1 now. So 32 points of damage.
Holy shit. How much of that was radiant?
Let's count that out. 8, 5. 16 plus 6 is 24 of that
24 was radiant. Holy crap.
was radiant.
Nice attack. He seems to recoil at the radiant energy that is emanated from your Heavenly Executioner as it strikes out. Your second attack.
24 to hit.
That also hits.
Way shy that one. Fucking number of criticals. 22 damage that time.
How much of that was radiant?
8. 14 points of that was radiant.
14 points of radiant damage?
Yeah.
Not a problem. He will use his reaction this time. You watch him, he turns you, he takes the damage. You can see you've opened a few wounds now that are starting to bleed quite badly. But as he sort of looks at you and grins once more, you watch one of those wounds just start to knit together. And he seems to just start to heal rapidly in front of you. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Fiela, you're up, and Hetz, you're on board after that. So Fiela, you have a vampire spawn now hissing and gnashing its teeth at you right in your face. Your turn.
I'm just gonna like scoff at that one next to me, and I'm gonna focus on cast Moonbolt.
Moonbolt?
Which is gonna be a 400-foot range. So
I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can reach him with that, eh?
yeah, I think it's
I think
hit.
I think you're close enough.
So that hits for 27, I guess.
I'm pretty sure that hits for 27.
And that's gonna be 10 radiant damage, but he has to make a con save.
10 radiant damage and a con save.
Yes.
Con save is 22.
Yeah, he passes. So just the 10. Yeah.
But it does damage to him. The radiant damage does seem to be hurting him. He's he's not happy.
And as my bonus from my stag, Sadiq gets 6 points of healing if he's still standing in that spot.
Yes, he will be. Yep. It hasn't moved,
Right.
so.
I think that's me.
And that is you. So next up is Hit.
Hit says, looking straight at him, at Cass, and says, "Oh, poor twisted me. I've been wasting my hate on others. Now it's coming out at you." And Hit darts up to the healing deer, pretty much at the rear end of the healing deer. He will then... I'm using the wrong mouse for my character sheet. He will then look up at Cass, grinning, and say, 5 magics. And cast Vic Bolt, which will drop the concentration on the bless, unfortunately. So Vic Bolt is a shoot to hit, and I get 24 to hit. And at the same time, I activate the loot special ability to make it an automatic crit.
Okay, so it does hit.
And he takes some extreme damage, I would like to say. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 12, 14. 29 points of lightning damage.
29 points of lightning damage.
And he is now, I'm holding the Vic Bolt on him, so I don't know if you want to mark him for that or not.
You know it, so we'll just mark the extra damage.
Sweet.
He still doesn't seem to take the damage that you would expect from such an amazing attack. He's definitely taken damage, but its effects haven't been as much as you'd hoped. And he staggers back slightly, but then stands up again and just looks at you and smiles. He doesn't seem angry. He's not phased at all. He's seems like he's enjoying himself.
Do I take healing moving into the stag or next round?
How does that work for you, Alan?
He moved into the stag
Yes.
spot. He will take 2d6 every turn. So
does he get it at the start or the end?
he just rolls 2d6 on
Okay.
the start of his turn.
So
Yeah.
you get 2d6 of healing when you move into the stags.
Sweet as, thank you.
So, next up we have, back to the top of the initiative order, the Drake. It is now your dragon's turn once again.
Right. He's gonna go in for a bite attack, which is a dirty 20 to hit,
That does hit.
and that's gonna be 14 piercing damage.
14 piercing damage as the dragon bites down on Cass, grabs his shoulder. Cass sort of shrugs off the attack, looks at this Drake, and again, not worried. He's still smiling.
No, I think that's it for the dragon.
That's
He's
it for the
just gonna
dragon?
stay there. Yeah.
So, Alessandros, well, actually, no, not just yet. You watch as the elven gentleman falls in battle, and another the elven gentleman was with Bash, falls in battle with the rest. The skeletons pretty much almost taken care of. They seem to be doing quite well over there. Bash has taken a bit of damage. The dwarf, they're all bloodied and scarred up, and like cut up and that, but they seem to be holding their own. With that, Alessandros.
With that, I speak the word to light the rapier on fire
Go for it.
and get an 24 to hit.
You're gonna move first. You can't hit him from where you are. Oh, you're on that bloody on the vampire spawn, aren't you? Sorry.
Yes.
That's a hit. I forgot about that.
4 was just slashing plus
My bad. 4 slashing, yes.
12 fire.
And 12 fire. I forgot about that vampire spawn. Should have made an attack against Fiala. I'll do that next.
7 sneak attack.
7 sneak attack. And it takes a fair amount of damage from Alessandros in that turn.
And
You gonna move?
going in.
Or are you
No,
gonna
I'm
go
going in for another attack with a
what?
miss of 11.
with
the
what?
rapier.
You only get 2 attacks.
Yeah, I did 1 attack.
That's why you did sneak attack, didn't you?
Yes.
Sorry, my bad. I thought you were going for a bonus action, but you don't have anything in your offhand at this point.
So second attack is 11.
That will miss.
Yes.
So, that is your turn. You're going to move. You're going to stay.
I'm staying right where I am.
Staying right where you are. Vampire Spawn is going to attack Fiala, which I forgot about. So, it is going to attack you twice. One will miss, one will hit with a dirty 20, and you will take 8 points of slashing damage. And you'll need to make a con save, please, as it slashes out with its claws.
14.
That is a failure. You are going to take 5 points of necrotic damage as the darkened energy seeps through the claws of this creature. Next up is Cass's turn. He is going to expend the last of his legendary actions. You will all need to make wisdom saving throws, please.
And 17.
17, Sadiq.
0.
Oh, that's not good. Fiala. You're muted.
22.
It's hit.
She bit me. 21.
So, Sadiq and Alessandros, you both fail the wisdom saving throw. You feel the pressure on your mind, and you both now are under the control of one Cass Agnond. He plants a suggestion in both your minds: protect me at all costs. So on your next turns, you will be able to make a save again at the end of your turn. But until then, you will defend him at all costs. So basically, if someone attacks him, you will go to his defense. You are currently under his control. So with that.
Awesome. Yes, bloody awesome.
Sorry, guys. With that, is now the rest of his turn. He's going to attack the Drake again. 3 attacks. One will miss, one will hit, the third will hit. The Drake will take 47 points of slashing damage and need to make 3 con saves, please.
The Drake is gone.
Drake
now.
goes poof.
Yep. He's-
Drake goes poof. And that is pretty much his turn. He's going to wait there and turn and look at you, Het, and say, let's see what you do with this. Unsure what he means. It is now Sadiq's turn.
I'm going to do nothing but Cass takes 3 points. No, 9 points of damage, psychic damage.
If you are under his control and now considered his ally, is that still in effect?
It doesn't state that. It's well, it's
Because if he attacks anything other than you, isn't it?
It's if he attacks any. Oh, I'm trying to find it now. Damn it.
Yeah, because
At the brain. Each time the bonded creature deals damage to you or a creature you see within 5 feet of you, the creature suffers 3 physical psychic damage. It doesn't actually state an ally.
So he will take that damage in. That's fine. Just need to make sure. That's fine. He does take that damage. He doesn't seem overly phased by it, but he does take it. So you don't have to move out and attack one of your friends, but you are ordered to defend him. So if someone makes an attack against him, you will either move into intercept, or you will defend him at all costs, basically. So at this point, nothing's really attacked him. So you move into a position and stand between Het and Cass. Het, you do see this. You see Sadiq turn, his eyes almost milky white. Definitely doesn't look himself.
Het is just holding his lightning arc continuously. I don't know if that would count as he seen me attack.
Oh, so that's a continuous thing, the lightning arc.
Yeah, so it's concentration because it's continuously
yes.
pulsing. So I don't have to roll to hit every turn. I just have to concentrate.
Well, then, yeah, Sadiq would probably see that and move in to try and intercept or defend Cass. So you would move in and attack Het at this point. So,
Okay.
You will make your regular attacks against Het.
Yeah. Now it starts rolling shit. 7 to hit.
That's what we want.
Lucky.
Ooh,
Your
that
second
one's
attack.
good. That's 23 to hit.
Ow. If he takes damage, does he get to save again?
No, he does not. But you will have to make a con save as well. With taking whatever damage. What damage does he take, Sadiq?
I've got to actually roll that. So it's slashing damage. He's not evil, so I don't have to put that on. He's not undead, so I don't have to put that on.
All these extra damages for undead.
Well, actually, at the present moment, when I was hitting Cass, I was doing 2d6 and 4d8 on him.
Whew.
So what do I take?
What does he take?
He takes 10 points of damage.
So DC 10 con save to maintain concentration.
Easy. So that's 12.
So you maintain
13.
concentration, but you are now faced with an ally who's now beating on you.
Hit says, what the fuck, man?
Sadiq, do you what bonus actions do you have?
Bonus actions. Let's see. Well, I can't. I could. No, that's not a bonus
Do you
action.
have any offensive bonus actions?
I can do a curse, and that's about it. Because
You
all
will,
my-
you will expend your curse on hit as well.
Alright, we'll do.
Don't forget your 2d6 of healing.
He's no longer an
Uh,
ally, so he will not benefit from your healing stag.
I meant hit.
Hit will get it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Hit's turn.
And his hit, it's not Hit's turn yet.
Oh, I felt like
Curse the
I wish.
creature's painful swelling upon the end of your next turn. The duration of this curse, the creature has disadvantage on strength and dex ability checks, and takes 1d6 necrotic damage.
Is that at the end of his turn or at the start?
No, wait a minute. He takes 1d8 necrotic damage if he makes more than one melee or ranged attack during his turn.
Okay, so make note of that hit, that if you make a ranged attack during your turn, you will take 1d8 of necrotic damage.
And if he does, and he's got
Is that-
disadvantage against strength
and dex saves.
Is that more than one or just one?
Be just one, I would imagine.
More than one.
Make more than one?
Yeah,
Yep.
so I can make one freely, but if I make another one, then I take disadvantage. Is that what it's saying?
No, okay. The cursed creature that you see within 30 feet of you, has painful swelling until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
For the duration of this curse, the creature has disadvantage on strength and dex ability checks, and takes 1d8 necrotic damage if it makes more than one melee or ranged attack turn.
Yeah, more than one.
So it means more than one, so yeah, I'd
Yeah.
go with that. So if you make one, you'll be fine. But you wouldn't know that, so...
No, of course, but I don't often do anything more than one.
No, most people don't. So,
That's fine.
with that, that'll be the end of your turn, Sadiq. It is now Fiala. You're up, and you also
Make a wisdom save as well.
wisdom save. Did you have to make a wisdom save as well?
Do I get that at the end of my turn, or is it at the end of Cass's next?
At the end
turn?
of Cass's next turn.
Okay.
So yeah, Fiala, you're up. You don't probably see what's happening with Sadiq and Het because you're too busy dealing with a vampire spawn.
And Cass said that into their minds. I didn't
Yes,
hear
he
it.
did.
Okay, so I
That
don't
was
know. All
directly.
right.
You probably don't even realise that Alessandros is affected at this point either.
All right. I am going to cast Sunbeam, which is a 60-foot line straight to cast.
Yep.
He's going to have to make a con save at disadvantage.
Why at disadvantage?
Is he undead?
He is undead, so yes. There you go.
Yeah, he gets disadvantage.
He will use a legendary action, his last legendary defense to automatically succeed on that saving throw.
All right. So he'll take half of 17 damage.
17.
Radiant.
17 radiant damage.
And for the duration of my turn, a brilliant radiant light's going to shine from my hand because of that for
Because-
30 feet radius.
You have a
30 feet bright, 30 feet dim. Sunlight.
we know it's there. So 30 feet straight out from you is a bright shining sunlight. He shies away from it. He's hit by the sunbeam and it's like, ah. The one thing that you know that vampires do not like is the sun. But he is not happy. but it is not his turn. You're going to hold that sunbeam. How long do you?
Yes,
how long does
so-
it hold for?
1 minute. So because
minute.
of that healing stag's gone.
Okay. So
Sorry, yet.
healing stag vanishes, but you have a line. I'll mark it with a ruler. You guys now know who he is. Mark that. There. So the ruler is the line of sunlight that is now emanating from Fiela's hands directly at Cass. In a 30-foot line. Is it 30-foot radius, like a line or a sphere or
The line of the sunbeam is a straight line.
straight line?
And then I just have a radius of sunlight around me.
Okay, so you got 30 feet around you as well.
Yep.
Cool. This would have disappeared by now, and we'll use that for sunlight around.
And as a bonus action, is it a bonus action to take a city pill, or is it an action?
No, it's a bonus action.
Yeah, I'll take one of those.
So mark the effects of that. So with that, that is your turn, Fiela. Hit, you are now up. Sadiq is in your face. He has attacked you twice. His eyes are milky white and have glazed over.
Yes.
What do you do?
He's a jerk. It's like confused, actually. He's unsure as to why Sadiq is attacking him. However, he figures it's something to do with this vampire in front of him. But holding his arcing magic, he will first Misty Step as a bonus action directly south 30 feet. Avoiding
What's the
black.
range on your arcing magic?
So that is also 30 feet. So that's why I'm going directly south.
Directly south 30 feet?
Yeah, just in front of the black thing.
About there. So you're now inside the sunlight.
I'm assuming the sunlight doesn't affect
It does
me.
not affect you, no.
And then I will just roll the damage for my continuous
Roll away.
Vic Bolt. So that is... this is good. 25 lightning damage.
25 lightning damage, and he takes that damage, and it seems to jolt him somewhat. He's not looking great, guys. He's definitely... He's still smiling, though. He seems to be having fun, but he's not looking great. The wounds have reopened. He's definitely looking a little bit worse for wear.
And as his free action, it says, "Yes, Cass, I am the thorn within." And that is all for hit.
That's all for hit. Back to the top of the initiative order, which will be the vampire spawn. It once again is your sunbeam concentration.
Yes.
Okay, so you'll take 2 attacks. One is a critical miss, natural 1. The other is a natural 20.
Oh.
So you will take 18 points of slashing damage from the claws of this creature, and you'll need to make a Constitution saving throw as well. For 1 for the necrotic damage. We'll make that first.
That's 11.
That is a failure, so you'll take 6 points from necrotic damage. And you will also need to make a con save to maintain concentration.
And that is a 21.
That is a success. Your sunlight is maintained. Alessandros, it is now your turn. Because Fiela made a direct attack at Cass.
Well, I was thinking it was more hit because he's right next to me.
You're under the direct control of Cass at this point. So you have no control of what you do. I do.
Okay.
Fiela holding the sunbeam is the most direct threat towards Cass at this point. So you will shadow step behind.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Allie. We're getting it. I have no idea.
Just wanted to interrupt you there. He can't shadow step.
Yeah, I can't. Which is
Actually,
good.
no, you can't, but you can move,
I can
so it
move
doesn't
around.
matter. Either way, you move in behind your friend. You use your bonus action to switch to the locked rapiers.
Oh shit.
and you make 2 attacks.
Oh shit.
And remember, they do extra damage against a
Yes, I
dragon.
know. I know.
So extra damage for me, yeah?
Yeah. And they will. Your first attack will be at advantage with sneak
Oh,
attack.
shit.
Good to see you here, Allie.
At advantage.
Your first one's at advantage. Roll twice to take the highest. And you'll get sneak attack on your first attack as well.
Okay, 14 to hit.
Does that
You
hit?
missed.
First one misses. Second attack.
19 to hit.
That does hit.
That hits.
You will still get sneak attack damage on that hit because it's all in your attack action.
9 with the blades.
Is that including the extra damage for the dragon blood?
Not yet.
So 9 slashing. 9 piercing, sorry, firstly.
9 with the extra.
So 9
damage.
further 9. So 18 total so far, and your sneak attack.
Oh, fuck. Maximum 18.
And 18 points, 18 further points of piercing damage. So 19 plus 18.
Yep.
As your friend now moves behind you and attacks you. So you've taken 30 something points of damage. You need to make a con save
And
to maintain concentration.
with that, I don't want to.
You don't have a bonus action left because we use that slot weapons.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Well, it's not a bonus. What is it?
What other offensive?
Action surge.
Oh, action. Oh, that's right. You're a fighter. So yes.
Sorry.
Make
My
a
con save was
make
15.
that is a failure. You failed, so the sunlight is now dropped.
So with that, I'm using action surge. Oh god. I'm sorry.
Yes. So action surge. You get to make 2 further attacks against Fiala. Again, sneak attack is an effect on your attack.
26 to hit.
First attack hits. Roll your second attack as well.
23 to hit.
They both hit. Roll your damage. So 2 hits.
11. 22 with the damage. I believe I can't use the extra damage anymore because I already used it on the first.
So 22 damage.
Isn't it on
Yes.
Isn't it on every attack?
No, when you hit a dragon, you take 2. For the purpose of the weapon, dragon refers to any creature. Oh no, yeah, it's
Yeah. So it's every
Sorry.
time you hit a dragon, it takes the damage. So
Okay, 22. Okay.
22 so far.
16 with the extra.
So 22 plus 16 is 38, and your sneak attack damage as well.
I'm down.
You're unconscious?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have not made your second attack against her as she goes down, you will make the strike. Roll to hit anyway.
Well, it's down at 22, so the 16 would have brought me down. Yep.
That's just extra damage anyway, but just your second attack now.
14 to hit.
It'll be at advantage, so roll it again because she's now unconscious and lying prone.
18 to hit.
That
Is it-
hits, yeah.
That hits, so you will automatically lose 1 death save. You are, on your next turn, you'll be now making death saves.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
Um,
so sorry.
That's the name of the game, unfortunately. It's now Cass's turn. At the end of Cass's turn, you will both get to make a wisdom save against this charm effect. Cass looks and grins as he watches Fiala fall. He then turns to you, Het, being now you're the only ally left standing, and just strolls nonchalantly up to you. And makes 3 attacks.
This is going to be good.
1 misses. Second one hits. Third one misses. You are so lucky. You will take... what we got here? You will take 11 points of slashing damage, but you will need to make a con save as well. 2 con saves, one for your concentration and one for the attack.
Okay, I'll make my first one for concentration. Oh dear. I have lost concentration with a 3.
Okay, so the Vix Bolt has dissipated. Now you con save for the attack.
Oh, that's bad as well. 8, 9.
That is a failure. Your strength is reduced by 1.
Oh, that's not so bad.
And Sadiq and Alessandros, you now make your wisdom saves, please.
19.
Success. Sadiq, you blink your eyes and you snap out of whatever it was that was holding you. You know what you did. You were fully aware of what you did. You could not control yourself at all. But you are now returned to your normal self and back with your faculties. Alessandros.
Nat 1, 2.
A natural 1. You remain under the control of one Cass Agnond. With that is the end of his turn. And Sadiq, you are now back in charge of your faculties. You know that you attacked Het. You see Fiela lying unconscious and bleeding on the ground. A vampire spawn. Alessandros standing there. You probably from this distance you notice again her eyes milky white. She does not seem to be aware of what she's doing. What do you do?
I'm gonna curse Cass.
Yes.
He is no longer immune or resistant to radiant
Okay.
at all. Now I've got to roll for damage to myself because I amplified it.
I dare
I
say you
take
move
6
in.
points of damage.
I dare say you move into combat range.
Yeah.
Make your attacks. Good sir.
21 to hit.
That does hit.
He takes 29 points of damage.
29 points of damage.
Let's see, 6, 9, 9. So 19 of that was
19 radiant. No problem. As you strike him with his attack, you came in from behind him as his attack hit. You strike him across his lower thigh, the back of his thighs, and he staggers forward and drops to one knee. Your second attack.
21 to hit.
That
again.
also hits. What is your damage, sir?
22 points of damage.
How much radiant?
8, 10, 13 points of that was radiant.
13 points of radiant. Describe how you bring the mighty Cass to his knees once and for all.
I look at Het and say, I'm sorry, and I just take Cass's head straight off.
And you walk up behind him as he drops to one knee. You raise Heavenly Executioner. All the memories of your clan, your family, your friends flooding through your head. Revenge will be yours, and you strike, removing the vampire's head from his shoulders. His body slumps forward with a thump, the sword dropping to the ground, still emanating that dark shadow. His head thumps and rolls just past where Het's standing. And we are out of initiative order. Het, what are you doing at this point?
So Het does 2 things instantaneously.
Just a question. What about the vampire spawn that's still there?
That drops instantly. The moment Cass dies,
Okay, then.
it instantly collapses also.
Just checking.
As a bonus action, whilst running towards Cass's body, Het puts his hand up and says, "By the Steel Lady, bring her back." And from the brink, that is, to life. And he casts Healing Word, at 4th level, giving Fiela.
Before you do that, Hit, Fiela, I need you to roll a death save for me, please.
I have the Sadiq pill working, actually. Does that...
Yes, that would have. You're quite
Yeah,
correct.
so I'm
that
like...
would have ticked over after you were hit.
Stabilizes.
Then that would have stabilized you.
That's
Good
brilliant.
call. Well done.
It's awesome.
But I'm going to make it look like Hit saved me, so I'll be
Okay.
like...
Yep. That's fine. You can do that. I'll allow that.
It did an extra 11 anyway.
Okay, 11 points of healing on you, Fiala, as well.
And as he's running, that was his bonus action. He has the flask in hand and he drops down on the headless body and slams the flask into its chest. And he begins to chant. He says, "A country that's divided surely will not stand. My past erase no more disgrace. No foolish naive stand. The end is near. It's crystal clear. Part of the master plan. Don't look now to paradigm. It might be your homeland."
And with that, the radiant energy emitting from the holy water that's in this flask, mixing with Eldritch blood, emanates out very bright. It's what you have to almost shield your eyes from this bright, radiant light as it emanates out from Cass's body, and then all of a sudden sucks back in. And as Cass's body starts to dissipate into the mist and starts to move away from the flask, it is sucked into the flask, replacing the liquid that was once there. As you hold the flask up now, Hit,
Yes.
it is now holding almost like a dark shadow swirling around inside this vial.
That was frantic.
Tell me about it.
Hit pockets the vial into his little satchel and runs over to see how Fiala, Yildri is doing.
While it's doing that, I'm on my knees going, I'm sorry.
Yeah. The moment he died, you became very aware of what you did and became yourself again.
Yeah. Fiala's kind of dazed. Is he dead? Is he dead?
Oh, he's dead.
Okay.
Dead.
Dead.
That was a good strike, Sadiq. Everyone did well. Oh, how's Bash getting on?
Bash and the crew have managed to rip through the skeletons and the other vampire spawn. Bash sort of staggers over, dragging, like he's knackered. You can see he's absolutely spent. He's dragging his axe to one side. He's covered in blood. Some of it his own, some of it vampire blood. He's covered in bone dust and all sorts of stuff. The dwarf is with him. Nala's with him as well, and they sort of turn to him. Oh, wow, that was awesome. I think I killed like 9 of them. It was great. And the dwarf's going, "Oh, you did not, you fat liar. I killed more than you." He goes, "Oh, shush up. Did you get him?" And he's looking around. Where's his? Where is he? I saw Mr. Sadiq cut his head off. Where'd he go? He's looking around, looking for the body.
That's what happens to vampires when they die. They just...
Oh, that's cool. That's fucking cool. Well...
Yeah, man. They go twisting, turning through the never.
Well, alright then. That's cool. Suppose we should go have a look, find out what's in this place then. Might be some treasure and stuff, right? Bound to have treasure in there.
Yeah, bound to. There's actually some stuff in there that we will need. Which reminds me, I've got that horn of Valkyrie. Why the hell didn't I use it?
Oh, I
It's okay, Sadiq. I was getting very close to uncorking my jar of that demon we swallowed up a while back. I was saving that for the big dragon, but geez, I was getting close when you guys started hitting me and hitting Fiala.
Yeah, no, that...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was not good.
Right, so we are at 10:45. Are you guys okay to run for another 15 minutes?
15 I can do, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you move into the keep. You go through the main doors. It takes you a little while, but you manage to find a stairwell leading down to where you believe the vault and prison cells are. You find the vault without too many hassles. It's not locked, funnily enough. It's Cass, obviously believing he is powerful as he is, doesn't need to lock his shit. You move into the vault and you look around looking for specifically the items. There's a bunch of stuff here. You find a cache of about 7,500 gold pieces. You also find a stash of weapons. In this little box is a very ornate chest. Right at the back of this vault, you find a familiar sword. One that's familiar to you all. One that you've seen before. Funny that it's here, but you have seen it.
Is this the Swax?
This is the Swax. Indeed. Helm's Vengeance. It is very familiar to you all. You've all seen it. You've all seen it wielded. You've all seen it used in battle. But lying next to that is another bow. A very interesting bow, which you will know as Apollo's bow, because that's what you're looking for. And you also find the rod, the golden rod that you were looking for also, which is known as the Rod of Resurrection. Het, however, sees the rod and has no interest in it whatsoever.
Actually, Het wants to destroy it. Can we destroy this rod?
You can certainly try.
Probably not a good idea, Het. This type of magic that's inside of this would probably really hurt us right now.
We need to get rid of it. Nothing else matters.
Yeah. How about we just give it to the good guys?
There is no good when you're bringing things back from the dead.
True. I don't know.
It's up to you what you do with it. You can leave it there. Your choice.
No, we'll take it.
I will not touch it. You will take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And whatever you use it on, I will put down.
Won't be using it, I'll just be having it with me.
Good call.
With that,
So, Rod of Resurrection?
Rod of Resurrection, yes.
Throw that in my inventory.
It should all be on D&D Beyond. So.
Oh, it does heal.
Yes, it does.
Healing is fine.
You sure you don't want it, Het? Because it does, like, heal.
If it only.
Well, you guys don't actually know what it does at this point. You would have to get it identified properly. You know what it is, but you're not sure what these things do. Just for future reference. You will find that information out in due course, but
Probably a good idea for Het to have it in the long run.
Yeah.
Or Fiala.
We shall see.
And the bow of Apollo?
Apollo's bow, APOLLOS BOW.
All I got to say is fuck.
It is a very cool artifact.
Yeah, it is.
So,
I'll take the bow, I guess.
you take your items. You can take the gold if you wish also. There's a diamond worth 500 gold as well. Scattering of gems.
We'll take all the gems.
There's a scattering of gems worth about 2,000 gold as well.
We'll take the gems and we'll say Baz and everything can have the gold for helping us.
Oh, Bash.
Bash, sorry.
So you're going to hand the 7,500 gold over to Bash.
Baz wants to go.
So you're going to hand it over to Bash, okay?
Yeah,
Bash is with you, so looking around and goes, "Oh, yeah, Mr. Aslan he'll love you guys forever. This will pay for all sorts of awesome stuff. We're finding refugees and heaps of people from this war needing help, and Mr. Aslan, we appreciate that very much, Mr. Sadiq.
Yeah, I think
He
could put that to good use.
I say it was awesome. Yes.
Sorry for your loss, Bash. We see one of your comrades, at least one down there.
He was just an elf. It's okay. He was a bit annoying. Anyway.
Whoa.
little bit.
There's,
I'm kidding. Come on.
you
He
are
was
one bad seed.
he was like a brother to me. He will get a proper burial, definitely. He was a good fighter. Not as good as me, but he was good. He will be missed. Mr. Aslan will miss him for sure. They were very good friends. But thank you.
One that was with him for ages too. Oh, what a shame.
Yeah. Well, it happens, doesn't it? I mean, this war.
Shit happens.
Well, it's war.
It's
I mean,
war.
people have got to die in war, don't they?
Yeah.
Right. You guys, we need to find this prisoner, I guess.
We're also going to grab
yes.
Grab Helm's Vengeance.
Helm's Vengeance.
Helm's
as
Vengeance,
well.
okay.
In
I'm going to carry that one because my back's getting a little bit full.
Right,
Well,
so
I've written those 10k worth of gems down.
cool. So you move further through the basement levels, and you eventually find the cell block. Takes you about 10 or 15 minutes searching each cell. Each cell seems to be empty and open. You come to the last cell, and you sort of peer in. It's very dark and dingy down here, but you sort of peer in. You can see quite clearly down here, obviously. You'll be the first one to notice, but right in the back corner of this cell is a hunched up figure, quite tall, in rags, hair stuck to its face, dirty. You do see a shock of redness and ginger from the hair under all the dirt and muck and mud. The smell down here is not great either. There's a bucket in the corner, which is obviously what this person's been using to defecate in. The hay and straw on the ground has not been cleaned. It is very, very, very smelly and disgusting. The door is locked. What are you guys doing?
I'm going over to.
I haven't found anyone here. I think we should just go.
Clinking on the bars. Tink, tink, tink. See
Yeah,
if she
do that.
responds.
There is movement, albeit very slow. You see the figure flinch as if the sound of someone on the bars frightens them. That she kind of turns and looks through her hair at you. The eye that you can see is very swollen, cuts and bruises all over her face, some fresh, some old. As she moves her arm, the rags she's wearing quite like tattered rags on the arms, all bruised and bloody. You don't really recognise her at this point from where you are.
I'm gonna cast the Writ of Dawn on my dagger.
Yes.
And throw it into the room so that we can see properly.
Okay. So you're right into the centre of the cell?
Yep.
The moment you do that, she flinches quite severely. And the light falls across her face. The hair that's sucking into her face sort of falls to one side. And you do indeed see a very familiar face, albeit battered and swollen and cut and bloody. Eyes bloodshot and red. One eye almost swollen completely shut.
Then the dagger would return to my hand and I go, yep, it's Namara's. What do we want to do, people?
Hit telepathically says to Yildri, do we kill her now? Is it, or do we find out whether she was actually bad or has she been in here the whole time? Remember what I said about the rattlehead, what he said?
I can't respond to you, can I, telepathically? Can
Nod once for kill, twice
You can
for
hear
wait.
what they're saying, but
I'm going over to.
you're not sure that
unlock
it's
the
real
door.
at this point.
I walk over and whisper to Head, do you still have the cone of truth?
Oh, yes, I do.
That might work. If she can speak still.
Well, I don't think they would have
Could have cut out her tongue.
Wow.
Hit says to everyone, okay, everyone, ask any questions you want of her. Namaris, it's us. And by the Steel Lady, you will tell us exactly what we want to know. The struggle within you is over. Tell us the truth.
And Hit
And he casts Zone of Truth.
Zone of Truth. So with that, Namaris, the moment you hear Hit say, Namaris, it's us, you sort of turn and look over to them very slowly. You're very, very exhausted, in a lot of pain, and you can speak to them. It's pained speak, because your face is very swollen and sore from the beatings that you've been receiving.
You may roll. You may roll a
You
charisma
do need
save
to speak
16.
up. You do need to speak up so they'll hear you.
I just turn and look at them and I'm like, is that really you? Where have you been?
We've been fighting the war. Where have you been?
I just look around and I'm like, where do you think I've been? I've been here.
DM, so she can choose to tell the truth, or she can roll a charisma save 16 or better.
She's chosen not to make the save.
Okay, sweet. Anyone else can ask her anything they want, really.
Have you been here all this time?
Well,
You died.
last I saw of you, we were in fighting Cass, and now I'm here.
And we just fought Cass. You weren't there.
The
Did
first time we
you-
were here, Ellie, and I pat him on the head. Go.
We didn't actually fight
Did-
Cass. We had a
You ran away.
conversation. Yeah, we ran away from Cass.
First
didn't
time we
fight.
came to fight him, the idea was we were gonna fight him, but that didn't work out so well.
Did you walk with Asmodeus, or did you just come straight here?
Who's what?
Who's what? What? Hey?
Asmodeus, the big demony looking guy with wings.
You don't remember him at all.
Nope.
So I'm gonna share with everyone that I think that the Namaris that we dealt with was actually a doppelganger and not Namaris.
Are you with the Fang? We've really got to ask
Question.
that with
Yeah,
everyone.
you know who the Fang is, and you've arrested and executed many Fang members in your career as a city guardman.
I just give Fiela a look, and would I know that Inari would have been with them? Or should have been with them?
No,
No.
she wasn't.
Okay.
She didn't join them until after you had gone, so you know nothing of Inari. Well, you know who she is, but you just don't know
Yeah.
what's happened.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I just look at Fiela and I'm like, I know who the Fang is, but why would I be a part of that?
How do you feel about mushrooms?
Oh my god, have you got mushrooms?
Okay,
Please tell me you've got
Mars.
mushrooms.
And
I'm
you
so
can tell by
hungry.
looking at her, she has not had a decent meal in quite some time. She is very thin, very malnourished, lips cracked and dry from definitely not enough water.
What's the last thing you remember of you and I together?
The last thing you would remember would be
The
walking.
last thing you remember me doing with you, what was that?
Roll a history
Would that
check.
have been you teaching me how to make a mushroom omelette?
Yeah, it probably would have been it actually.
I think that was Inari. But okay.
Oh shit! No, I think it was too. Actually, no, it wasn't. No,
No,
it was.
no.
It was. It was Namaris
Okay.
because she'd never heard what an omelette was.
An omelette. That's right. I liked my eggs and I liked my mushrooms.
So I
Her
look
egg.
at
Her
Steve
egg omelette.
because he knows what I'm talking about, and she doesn't remember.
As I said, I think what we dealt with was actually a doppelganger. which is kind of like what Ellie can do,
But worse.
different.
No, Namaris, at this point, if you wanted to, you could fill them in on what's been happening to you. Like, you could explain to them that you have spent what you think is months and months here being beaten every day, then being healed by a cleric, and then beaten again, trying to break you down, trying to get you to work for Cass and Asmodeus. You know who Asmodeus is, but you've never met him. You don't know what he is, you've heard of him. But you never broke, not once. And this is why you're still here in the shape that you're in.
Right, well, I'll share that with the group.
It says,
I'd go over and unlock the cell door.
Roll
while he's doing that,
sleight of hand with proficiency.
Gotta explain stuff to Thorfy, it looks like.
That would be
he's
16.
missing too.
That's a success. It was a pretty simple lock.
I just look and I'm like, oh. And I try to crawl towards the door because I
Yeah.
can't stand.
You cannot stand. I mean, you're not shackled, but you do manage to crawl, sort of semi-crawl, stagger. Like, you can stand, but even under your own weight, it's just very hard. Your legs don't really hold your weight, and you can see that she's very malnourished. She's not the Namaris that you guys knew was strong, very, very proud, and very formidable. She looks literally almost half the person she once was.
Slide her a ration while we're unlocking the door.
And as I reach out for it, I kind of look at them and I'm like, how do I know that you're not an illusion?
Yeah, are you guys real?
Such a harvester of sorrow. This is your escape. We are here to take you. If we were going to kill you, we would put you down now.
No, we wouldn't even put it down. We'd just leave it here.
Cruel.
Apparently the
And
cone
let-
of truth works on all of us.
Well, yeah, it does.
And
No
let
one chose to
nature
make the
deal
save.
with it.
So I
Hey,
take the
guys.
ration and start eating, but very slowly.
Yeah,
What are we
you
doing,
find it
guys?
hard to eat it. I mean, it's as much as you're starving, you lack the strength to even really chew food much. You're eating it, but very, very slowly.
I guess let's get us some gear, get out of here, and make our next plans for what carries on. Namaris, if you prove yourself again to be an ally, that is good.
Oh, and your dad's missing.
Maybe
You what?
we'll talk
Well,
later. We'll talk.
I've actually got the feeling there's a reason why he went missing.
We'll talk about it on watch later.
And that is where we will call tonight's session, guys. We'll call it there, and we'll pick up as you guys leave Cass's Keep or return back to the battlefield, because I dare say you guys want to search the battlefield before you leave. But that is where we'll call tonight's session, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Really appreciate it. Sorry we ran a little bit over time. The battle took a little longer than I expected, but it was good. I enjoyed it. It was a great battle. You guys did so well.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not. It was couldn't have worked out any better for me.
Determined to kill me. Damn.
I thought it was me at first. I'm
And
like, here we go.
welcome back to Namaris, who has not been in this campaign for a long time.
Yeah, we killed her off last time.
We'll see how long it takes him to kill her again. But all those in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. RX Oliver, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it very much. Pinot Moth, awesome name. Thank you for the follow. Moonsea Marauders, obviously with the cheers, the bits before. Zukashi with the follow as well. Cheers, guys. Appreciate the follows. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight for episode 50. Right, before we go though, Hit, you will not tonight, but when you can, DM me the count for the Metallica song references, and there are a lot, guys.
It's actually pretty high.
There is a lot.
Yeah.
So for you in the chat, if you want to win a couple of free Steam games, I've got some random Steam games to give away. Watch the VOD. It'll go up on YouTube in a couple of days. Rewatch it. Find, mark and write down how many Metallica song references were made by Hit throughout the course of tonight's episode. DM them to me in the Discord. The ! Discord in the chat will give you that link. The first person to guess right, or the closest person to it, will get a couple of free Steam games. So with that, we will decide who we're going to raid just quickly, and we will be back on Wednesday night.
Hit will have to go. I have
Yep,
really
no worries.
so.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks for hanging out for the extra half hour. Appreciate it,
See you
buddy.
Wednesday, Baz.
We'll catch you Wednesday, mate. So Wednesday night is the Curse of Strahd Session 3. Definitely come and hang out with us for that. We're going to pick someone's prepped for a new D&D story. They got 328 viewers. We don't need to raid them. That's like too many. 7 viewers on the road. Session 4, Mr. Anarcade. Have we raided these guys before?
I think so, because I'm following them.
Oh, we have too. We'll raid these guys again, I think. But yeah, so even though Hit is gone, if you guys can hang out for a few more minutes before we raid, players, did you expect the return of Neymaris leading into this episode?
Yes.
You did?
After a couple of hints that you gave.
Well, I mean, obviously with the Hit talk.
Yeah.
And previous hints too about the ally that... I mean, I've been dropping hints for about 5-6 episodes, so...
I knew I was coming back.
Well, she knew. Whether you guys kill her or not is a different story.
Yeah, whether she survives in the next 5 episodes is a different story.
This is true.
Hey.
But yes, Fiala becoming unconscious for the first. I think it's the first time you've become unconscious
Very
in the
first
game.
Time.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so proud of you, Allie.
No,
You
you're-
finally hit something.
That I know, right? It just did so much damage. I mean, you guys did so well against Cass. I played him as intelligently as I possibly could with going after the healers. I did not expect Sadiq to fail the wisdom save, though, I must admit.
I got a -1 on my wisdom save.
Oh, really?
And I rolled a 1.
Awesome.
It's like, and then I rolled a nat 20 the next time and said, if I don't beat that, I am screwed.
You were lucky. I mean, I had considered setting the DCs a lot higher, but no, it was a good fight. I wanted to drag it out and make it as long as possible without making it too sort of OP one way or the other. But you guys did well. Everyone, I think, how low did you guys get? And I mean, Fiala obviously went down to 0, but I know Sadiq took a fair amount of damage.
I went down to about 70, but then I started going back up again because I actually took a pill and
nice. I know Hit.
I got to 61.
Okay, it's not too bad. I know Hit got pretty low. I was watching.
Yeah, he got down to 21.
He did get down pretty. I knew he was getting close. If that Radiant, he was resistant to radiant damage, just so you know.
Yeah, I had a feeling that's why I took stripped it from him.
He was resistant to all damage from weapons that were not silvered, so bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage from non-silvered weapons he was resistant to. He was immune to necrotic damage and being frightened and charmed, but he had a item on him that made him resistant to radiant damage because he was not stupid.
Because he was stupid, what?
Well done with obviously being a blood hunter and being your specific type of blood hunter, and obviously your backstory. You would have obviously anticipated that anyway. So if you don't have DM's inspiration already, and if you've used it, DM's inspiration back to you.
I got it ages ago, and I
haven't used it. Well, keep it. When you use it, put it back on again. So because I mean that's pretty much Sadiq in a nutshell. So Sadiq has exacted his revenge on the murderer of his clan. Finally,
but see, that's why originally I just did a temporary weakening.
Yeah.
And I saw that it did better damage, and I went, okay, that's it. I'm just strip him off.
Well done. So with that, we'll just quickly go. I want to make this a thing too. We'll just quickly go around the players before we raid. Namaris, even though you've just rejoined us, favourite standout RP moment or standout moment in tonight's game?
and I better take such and such damage because I amplified that.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Sadiq taking his own damage for... which is pretty cool. Trashy.
I'm sorry.
That's my favorite part too.
Yes.
I've never gone down yet, so
And Fiona, obviously,
yeah.
one standout moment for you is you becoming unconscious.
Actually, I really liked it when she cast the sun.
Oh, sunlight. Yeah, that was
That-
cool.
that
Was
was
that
Cool.
freaked him out. It made him panic. That's why he used
It's-
the charm that he used,
Like-
and was just lucky that he managed to do it.
Yeah, like did the moonbeam,
moonbeam, yeah.
bolt, and then sun.
Sunburn.
Well,
And
yeah.
I'm sitting there going, Jesus.
If
If-
it saves, he would add a -2 to all his saving throws
Yeah.
too, so
And
and he'd
thing
been
is, he
stunned
took-
and prone.
He took double damage from even the half damage you took anyway, because sunlight is really
Yeah.
bad for. But radiant damage he was resistant to, so it kind of negated that a little bit. But if Alessandros hadn't have dropped you to unconsciousness or made you drop that concentration, he would have taken damage again just from being in sunlight at the start of his next turn. So, and it stopped his health regen. So as a vampire, he regens health at the start of each turn.
Was wondering why it was taking so long to die.
Vampires, man. It's
Yeah, they're pretty shitty.
they're pretty out there.
So
yeah.
when did I get my strength point back?
After a long rest,
Oh, okay.
you will get that back.
Never.
So I'll explain that once you guys take a long rest. But once you
And
complete
I'll
a
be
long rest, you will regain your strength.
and I'll be the nutty of the party. XP.
XP.
Ooh,
We will
do I
do
get
that.
XP?
We will do that at the start of the next session.
Okay. Cool.
But just
Do,
because,
do I get a milestone?
Just
Do I catch up
because,
with these guys?
Baz is not here, we'll do it at the start of next show. And what level is Nomara? She's level 10, eh?
10.
No, she doesn't get a milestone. She stays at level 10.
God damn it.
She has to recover before she gets a level.
Yeah. The level behind us.
Yeah,
Where you
you'll
belong.
probably actually remain a level behind them for a little while.
That's alright.
If not permanently, because of
So
the time
is
spent
the
in
Mars scared
isolation.
of flying by any chance?
Oh yeah,
Wow,
we've
no-
got to explain all that
You
to
got,
her.
there's a lot you got to explain because she doesn't know who you are. By the way,
Well, I know who you are, but I
Well,
just
you
don't know who you
yeah.
are.
No, Maris has no idea that you're the dragon, so that's going to be fun.
Can I not be dead anymore, please? Because apparently I'm dead. still.
Yes, you could. I will before tomorrow's episode, next week's episode. I will return you to life. You can put your life back up to your maximum HP, whatever that was, and I will add you back to the campaign and add you back into the D&D extension. So
Yeah.
chat.
So all this discussion about who to bring back and all that was a total bullshit move.
Yes,
Oh, I could have come in as Nala.
we had the option. If you guys had said, "Nah, fuck it, I'm gonna kill her," Nala would have joined your guys' party. Basically, that was the whole creation of Nala, was to potentially take that role. So we had options.
It was
So fuck off, big Goliath.
The
bitch.
Goliath
Ah,
woman that was with
okay.
Bash.
Oh, I liked her.
She
Why
would have
would you-
potentially been
fun.
Nutty's next character if that things had gone. It may still happen. We don't know, but there is a backup character for her.
You what? Are you planning on killing me again?
Well, not me. I mean, they might. I mean, I don't know, but
Jesus Christ. No, I'm looking at the Apollo bow.
It's
fine.
nuts, isn't it?
it's nasty, man. It's a good bow.
Now, I've got it in the list.
Right,
You're
I
gonna
better
you're
go.
gonna you're gonna
It
need
doesn't
it.
have a string.
I've got to get a
It
kid up.
doesn't
in the
need a
morning.
string. That's a good thing about it. But we're going to start the raid, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for hanging out with us again tonight. Appreciate it very, very much. We will see you on Wednesday night for the Curse of Strahd episode 3. Make sure you're there for that. Make sure you follow, if you can, support the channel, join the Discord, subscribe to the YouTube, and come and hang out with us again on Wednesday. Bye.
Ciao for now.
Jesus.
Does anybody else